Now available at the Dix Division Prepper Warehouse, the latest in summertime fashion, the all-new Culture Casino brand banana hammocks and slingshots. With sizes ranging from Extra Jed to Culture's Yeti Arm to Drew's Suspension Bridge, you'll feel comfortable no matter your size or location. Stop by Thursday and get a 20% discount on all banana hammock hand cannon hangers. Dix Division Prepper Warehouse. Open late Monday and Thursday on Comix Division's channel.
Folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
You know what? It's actually beginning to feel like winter here in Texas.
Yeah, temperatures dropped ever since that cold front came through. Big time.
Yeah, so is everybody ready for the snow when it comes this week? Even in Florida?
What's the temperature down there?
Yeah.
We're in the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
WR, what was
It was
it?
in the
The
teens
Channel
today
Fox
here.
channel in Orlando announced that one.
Right, sorry about that.
I don't know about snow, at least not in my neck of the woods. I know out the ranch it's supposed to get down to like 11 next weekend.
Yep.
Which is going to be
Maybe north,
nipply.
not where I am. Who knows?
It gets pretty cold down there. People don't realize that. You get the wind coming off the Rockies. There's nothing to break it.
No.
Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas can get really cold.
Gets
Coldest
really
I've ever
cold
been is
fast.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
I'm
Yes,
really
sir,
glad
right
I'm
where
heading
I'm
out there
at,
tomorrow
Yep.
because I'm probably going to shut the water off when I leave.
Yeah, I would.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
Do you have those covers to put over the faucets and stuff?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do
I
have
bought
sometimes.
the thermal ones for. I mean, they're not thermal. They're just like thermal insulated ones. They're like weatherproof bags. They're pretty nice. So I got those for like
That's
the
good.
kind of long-standing ones, and then I just have some of the other, like hooded ones, and then got the ones with the plastic shell as well for areas that are a little bit more exposed. So yeah. Yep. Do some winterizing. I gotta make sure I turn everything off, and because if I don't, it's like there's nothing like showing up at the ranch in the middle of the night to find out your well pipes are busted. So that happened last year.
Hey, Reuben,
Reuben,
can I ask you a favor?
Yes.
Can you just email me a picture of you with the Santa hat clause right now? Send it to the Legion so I can take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes me kind of wonder what they're gonna do with you,
Thank you.
Reuben.
Yeah.
What's up, Terminus? How you doing, sir?
Doing okay. Ate tonight. I had dinner.
Dinner's good.
Yep.
Good
So
stuff.
Yeah, I had a
not
chimichanga.
not much is going on. It was other than me watching the World Cup final and this morning.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Argentina.
Who's actually playing?
Argentina and France,
versus
I
France.
believe, right?
Yeah.
France.
Yeah, France.
Came down to penalty kicks.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
who
that
won?
was- yeah, Argentina.
Argentina.
Oh,
Beat the French.
very nice.
Someone win?
Someone win?
Messi. Yeah, Messi, their star player. was quite happy for him, you know.
Yeah. It's been a while. I don't think they haven't won one with him yet, have they?
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, they haven't won a World Cup with him until now.
Yeah, France won last time, so yeah.
Yep.
Argentina hadn't won,
Honestly.
I think I heard, since 1978.
So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Juan Perón, I think, was still alive.
Did you hear that they executed one of the Iranian players for standing up for the woman that they executed who wanted equal rights?
Whoa. Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, so when he was at the World Cup, he came out and said on all of their TV stations and stuff that he supported this woman who was out there wanting equal rights and voting rights and stuff for women, and they killed him when he got home.
Shouldn't have gone home. Seriously. I mean,
oh, they're so tight with that stuff out there.
Yeah, the Middle East is
What
like
country
one of
is
the
this?
worst
What country is
I'm,
it?
I'm going to hold this up as an example here. When people
Iran.
say that we're oppressed here in the United States, all I do is point to what's going on in Iran and say, you're not fucking oppressed, okay?
Well, anyone that was rainbow colored whatever in Qatar, however you say it, Qatar, whatever, they threw him out.
If somebody, it's not Cutter. I swear to God, every news.
Yeah, I don't know what it
calls
is.
Cutter, and I'm like, you guys are.
What's from the Gulf War and all that crap there?
It's Qatar.
Yeah, I've always heard Qatar.
Yeah. I think it was George Bush. So there you go. The great
Oh, yeah.
statesman.
The great enunciator, right?
Yeah. I.R. the Decider.
Oh, God, was
Nuclear.
When your president sounds like Comix Division reading super chats, you got
Nuclear.
problems.
Yes.
Oh, he had another one, which was funny. Like the original Bushisms were funny, but like Junior's Bushisms were pretty funny too.
We're pretty bad.
Yeah,
They were bad. Yeah. He
bad.
straight up couldn't pronounce shit.
Mission.
Read my lips.
no new taxes. James Hurley, what's going on, sir? He says, Comix Division crew, my girlfriend dragged me to Avatar 2. She liked the first one. I don't care for the first. I thought the second would suck, but it was not that bad. It was a 6/7 out of 10. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. I didn't hate it.
No spoilers, please. On my
Yeah, no, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
I can.
Yeah,
I
a
can tell
lot
you
of
that
people
the
stop
one that's-
watching Friday Night Tights because of the spoilers.
Yeah. Well, you know, what was it? Mexican Iron Man. He actually came out just full blown, just absolutely loved it. That would shock the hell out of me.
I enjoyed it for what it was worth. I'm not going to say it's a good movie, because a good, for me, implies rewatchability. And this is a movie I'll never rewatch again. I have no interest in seeing it again. Just you know, that's just how it is.
Well, it's
was
because
not
it's
a
3 hours
fan.
long and your butt's probably still numb.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, like I
Although, I
said,
mean, there's
for what it's
Braveheart,
worth,
3
there's things I
hours
liked
long.
in it, but you know, it's 3 hours too long, and I'm not going to watch it again simply because of that. So,
Yep. Now that's going to get rewatched on, you know, Prime and Netflix or wherever it ends up at. But
yeah,
you're not going to go see people
That's
coming
Disney.
back to it. Well, you know, actually, it's James Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say one thing: no movie can capture the beauty of nature. Period.
They can try. They can
well,
try.
the whole like I don't get the whole post-Avatar depression nonsense that happened like originally, and then
What the hell
Mary
was that?
Sue did an
Yeah, but-
article about it again, which was kind of funny.
Was that the thing that you guys?
But that's-
you did that on Friday Night
that's-
Touch, right?
In my opinion, that's basically the society or the powers that be trying to convince you that you are depressed and that
I
you
believe
need
so.
this, and then they're trying to make you
Made
feel
up stuff.
bad, and then wanting to just go to Canada and go to sleep or something. I don't know. It's very, very weird the way that they're
Yep,
doing
I
this. And
agree.
they're bringing it up again they're just again everything is about you have no hope, you own nothing, and you'll be happy, and it's very depressing. That's why I'm doing the exact opposite.
Here's kind of my suggestion for Avatar 2. If you want to see it, what you can do is you can wait until it comes out on Disney Plus and watch it there. I mean, that's what I think.
Because that's
we
what's
should
going to
do.
happen. That's what's going to happen.
I was not a fan of Dances with Fern Gully to begin with, and just
Oh,
not a fan
by
of
the
it.
way, because apparently Grant just went and gifted memberships. I got memberships going over the week. So those are now live, and Grant went and gifted 10 of them. So thank
thanks,
you, Grant.
Reuben. I just saw the message.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go and click on the thing and be able to get memberships,
Yeah, you know, it's actually
by
been
all means knock
great.
yourself out.
Where are they at on Subscribe
Culture's
Star?
been giving me-
Well, no, like on YouTube, I got YouTube memberships going. So like, in the chat, you should be able to see a thing where you can go and join. Yeah, it basically opens you up to join, and so there you go. So J.A.F.O is now at the take my money, damn it level.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So.
yeah. So is Jay muted? I have never been able to say his name.
I had no idea we were live.
You had no idea we're live. Did you hear me say that we're going live?
Get with us, big man.
We ran the whole intro and everything.
Jesus. Did you get my email?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, yeah.
Dude, when they start talking banana hammocks, we're on. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, hi YouTube. How you doing?
How did you miss that?
It was so long.
Pretty easily.
Hey, everybody.
Well, okay.
These kids these days don't listen. Damn it.
All right. That's
I'm glad
funny.
I'm not running the stream today.
Today.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
your
he has
stream.
his own streams.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know.
Yeah. So the thing that kind of sucks about once you get memberships going, you can only do 5 emojis. So just until then,
Wow.
there will be more. So the more people sign up, the more emojis I can actually.
So how do us
get up there.
Subscribe Star members get the emojis?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know, man. That's the weird thing about bridging that gap. I mean, for the most part, the perks are the same.
Here's
with
the
exception
important
of the emojis
question:
thing.
would you rather get the money through Subscribe Star, or would you?
I would rather get the money through Subscribe Star, but I know that people have asked me to get memberships going, so I have. And there you go.
Everybody, YouTube takes 30%.
Yeah, YouTube takes 30%. I'd rather have it come from Subscribe Star.
That's true.
But it is what it is. I get the convenience factor. So.
And
There
the
you
funny
go.
little icons.
I just had to approve.
I'm just
the
messing with you. I
first,
knew the answers to all that.
The first, oh my god, the cock.
Yeah.
Spam.
Wait,
Had
it's
to
there.
approve that from
It's
Grant.
there.
I love how it comes over as the name that I named the emoji, which is OMG the C. So
That's good.
Hey, thank you, Krampus.
Krampus Judas at the I'll buy that for $1 level. Yeah.
Did you get my DM on Twitter or Tux?
Yes, I did. I'll respond to you soon.
Yeah,
So
the
probably-
cocker. Yeah, it was about my cocker spaniel. My cocker spaniel comment on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the cocker spaniel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've looked at some I've looked at some pictures of cocker spaniels and the long fur on their heads that looks a lot like Culture's hair.
It does.
So my favorite is the
For
one
real.
with Wes with like the
For real,
dog
look
head.
it up on Google.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's cultured cocker spaniels.
Oh my god, the cocker spaniel.
Exactly.
Yep. Oh my god, the cockpit.
Well, it wasn't until after Comix figured out that we could only do 5 emojis.
Yeah, he
which was
created a
after
lot.
I'd done 50 of them. I'm like, I had one of everybody on the panel with a eggplant as a background, and I had all kinds of stuff. I had multiple ones of Comix doing all kinds of things, and I noticed just your avatar made it there, Mr. Boss Man. But
oh, it's my avatar, man. I mean, come on.
It wasn't the one of you in the thing doing the thing. Yeah, I know.
Oh, eventually all those will make it in there.
Hopefully you do, because you get more as the more members you get.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was time. We've been talking about it for months,
Honestly, a lot of it was my procrastination and trying to sync up like the perks to what we have in Subscribestar. And well, the thing that sucked about it is I was like, oh wow, you can actually have private chat rooms. No, you can't do that. So I'm gonna have to resolve that. That's gonna be on Gilded, guys. Like the live, members only chat. That's gonna be in Gilded, because what I can do when I set a stream up is I can set the chat to be members only, which I think is kind of crappy. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever use that, but what's that?
Nothing. I'll start. You can answer.
Okay.
It's a question.
But yeah, I mean, I can definitely get a lot of that stuff up in Gilded. So I made sure to put the thing in there for the link for the perk to the actual Gilded. So when people sign up for whatever it is, you should be able to have the link to Gilded, so you can join there. If you haven't already, please do. Have a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
Now, perks and everything, you have to be a member for a month for a lot of the stuff to kick in. So,
well, yeah, particularly like name the credits, right? If you're a member for a month, then we'll more than a month, we'll put you in at that point, because the main thing is since I'm gonna be updating them monthly, and I'm gonna have it separate from Subscribestar and YouTube members, so there people know that there is a difference, and depending how it is, the more people that sign up, obviously, the less we can't have Corey read everybody's name, so we'll probably just do like a a scroll. So
yeah, but I mean, Comix says he procrastinates, and he does a lot outside of this. And he lives the life that he talks about when he's preparing for disasters and doing all that. So plus his regular job and those things from there. So it's a team effort and us trying to do all this stuff, because he appreciates you guys coming on and everybody in the chat. He means that. It's a lot of YouTubers and celebrities, comics celebrity, I guess.
Yeah, that's a fucking joke,
right,
dude.
They're like, oh, they'll say that and all that stuff. You got the girls simping for you and all that. I mean, Comix, you give him $5, he will give you a lap dance. That is just hands down. He will do it. It doesn't matter.
Well, see, I like to delegate things. So what will happen is it will be Tox that will give you the lap dance.
Oh man, I was saving up my money for the next meetup, man.
That's right. That's right. The thing is, though, I only get to see about 50 cents of that. You think YouTube takes a cut? The big guy here takes 90%.
90% for the big man.
Jeez.
90%
The big guy.
for the short man.
Big guy.
So you have a pimp outfit too, right? Okay, now there you go.
Oh yeah, I got the platform shoes and everything and the hat. So
He's the love doctor.
Insert short joke here.
You're not short. I know it's a funny joke, Melissa. He is not short. He's got long lashes and looks pretty gay, but he's not short. So, no.
Thanks for that, Tox.
It's set out of love. Set out of love. Yeah.
It's all relative. Everyone's short to me.
That's true, because you're like,
fair enough.
Well, Reuben, I'll tell you this, Reuben. You are like 6'8", but if Comix were to be face down and get an erection, he'd be 10'2". So
true statement.
The Comix' favorite guilty pleasure is smack. Oh man, I haven't heard the term smack used in a while. That's for sure. James Hurley, Comix Division, and the crew. Last good or decent thing before Avatar 2 by James Cameron was Dark Angel and Alita. Is Cameron on
produced
Alita?
He produced it, I thought.
Oh,
Dark
okay.
Angel, that was a TV series, right?
Wait,
Yeah,
you mean
and he
Alita,
was that was his. He produced it. Yeah.
Battle Angel.
Was Alita the one with Madonna about Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, and all that stuff?
No,
that's Avita.
No, that's Alita, not Avita.
Sorry.
Alita.
Don't
Battle
cry
Angel.
for me, Battle Angel.
The anime girl with the big eyes.
Yeah.
That'll beat your ass. Yeah.
Big eyes. That's something else.
Yeah, you didn't know that. You didn't
Big
see that one,
eyes.
did you?
She was the
I
Martian.
mean, they made her look
type,
like the anime,
That's right.
which I thought was creepy. I still haven't seen that show. I hear it's good, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the sequel to come out, because there's a big fight over that. But
I suggest reading the manga. The manga's good. It's really good.
I hear it's great.
Yeah.
I suggest reading in general. People don't read it.
Yeah, reading good. Okay. J.S. Pena,
Maybe it's
Comix
not
Division, not relevant, but I'll say this about James Cameron. At least he kept his word about making a sequel to Avatar, which is more than what I can say for Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy.
Now that wasn't Rian Johnson not keeping his word. That was Disney saying, "No, you're not." So, yeah.
Let's see. Bush says, "Comics, is your avatar related to It's a Gundam?" No. This avatar right here, specifically this pose, is actually based off of Ian Curtis smoking a cigarette. So,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, that's how my original Wolverine was. You guys probably haven't seen that. That's like I stopped using that back in 2018, but it's very similar. So a lot of my Avatar stuff was based off of Ian Curtis. So the funny thing too is I get people think I'm a It's a Gundam knockoff, and I honestly I didn't watch him until after he appeared on Friday Night Tights. So I was like, I can see why people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did the art for you, or did you draw it?
No. I had somebody do it for me.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, I actually paid the guy to do all the avatars and whatnot.
Because that character's in your videos too.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I do the accent too, people think I sound like It's a Gundam, which I'm not trying to do.
No, you sound like that guy off the radio back in the 30s.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going for. I like to say that I kind of, it's a bastardized version.
It's an homage.
Of Chris Raygun actually talks.
Every time I hear that voice you use in those videos,
but I'm using the transatlantic accent. So
Yeah.
I
Right.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think of the guy and doing the radio broadcast to the world at the end of the original Howard Hawks classic of The Thing. I think about
Oh
that.
yeah, that was a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I originally described it as a bastardization between Howard Cosell and Chris Raygun.
Okay.
It's definitely a broadcaster type voice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That was kind of the point.
Wow. So you meant to do something, and
Yes, I
did
did.
it.
And he followed
Yep.
through with it.
Wow.
That's right. But
Jesus.
it's a hard voice to do, though. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a pain that he has to do over a number of minutes. So.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised.
maybe,
I mean,
sir.
once you get used to doing something, it becomes second nature. It's really weird because like I can't do it. If someone says do the voice, I'm like, nah.
If you don't practice it, it's like
Well, no. It's like I feel put on the spot. It's kind of hard to
Right.
do
You
it.
put on the
sometimes.
spot and you can't really be like, hey, do me a favor, draw me a portrait real quick. Yeah, do me a favor, relax. I've had a beer or two. I can't do it right now.
Yeah,
I get that all the time. People are like, "Hey, Toxic Man Flu, can we see that 25-inch penis of yours?" It's all fine. And I'm like, it takes a while to pack this thing up,
Have you got a rolling pin handy? Hang on a second.
I mean, you heard of first world problems, man.
bang.
Ruben and I got big dick problems, man. That's a.
Yeah.
At least you're not true.
That's.
There's nothing worse than taking a shit and finding your dick in the toilet.
I know.
That is bad.
I don't
when
know,
my
man.
balls
Getting
fall
the
in
kiss
first.
back from the splash from Aquaman is a little freaking bad, too.
That's officially gross. I like that.
So Jeff is asking, did you see Tom Cruise's new stunt? No.
Which
I haven't.
one?
Yeah, he did. It was on at the beginning of the football game tonight. He was talking to the director of Mission Impossible, the two-parter that he's got coming out.
Yeah.
And he was talking to the fans, and he was doing the thing he did before Maverick. He was saying, thank you for supporting Top Gun Maverick, and thank you for being a fan. We love to,
regarding worrying about
we love to engage with you. And then he jumped out of the damn helicopter.
Yeah, regarding
And there was like, yeah,
that
you
one.
watched-
concern about
it was
about
neat.
your dick accidentally sticking your dick in the toilet. Well, that means that means your dick's not only astronomical, but you've got a big dipper.
What's the old joke about the urinals, right? Oh, this water's cold. Yeah, and it's deep too.
Finally.
But the highest quality of
sound effects. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say
All right.
sound effects, but humor here.
But yeah, the
Not really.
Tom
It's
Cruise
toilet
stunt was
humor.
pretty neat. They
just proved
showed
it.
it before the game tonight. Yeah, it was neat.
Oh yeah, Mad and Brandon Morse are going to be pissed. Dallas had like a 21-7 lead
Oh,
and
They
let
blew
the
it?
Jaguars come back and beat them.
yes, they did.
son of a
They
bitch.
sure did. And oh man, I had a buddy of mine that's a big Dallas fan called me 5 seconds after it was over with because it was a pick six by the Jaguars that won it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a pass by Dak Prescott that
Fuck.
won it for the Jaguars. And man,
So let's see, on Comix Division's member stream, we've talked about both forms of football.
yes,
We could talk about hockey too if we want to do that. So,
nah,
I
they're
thought
not
you were gonna-
here.
Has anybody heard how what is it, the Vikings are making a comeback this year?
oh, that's right. The
Yeah,
Vikings
just a
made
little bit, huh?
The
Wow.
largest comeback in NFL history.
I was working
on Thursday.
yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw that
Didn't
one.
get to see it.
Well, I
but
didn't
was
see it, heard
upset
about it.
because I was very happy they were losing, and then all of a sudden,
Oh, I
they
can't
came
say as a
back from
blame you,
33 points down. I was like, "What in
but-
the hell?"
Wow. How
So,
do they do that shit?
This is live, a mic inside of Comix Division's head right now.
Okay.
He's not wrong.
That's
not wrong.
exactly what's going on.
No, I always think it's funny because I was looking at the the chat, and they have like the little icon for new members. In case you guys can't tell what it is, it's actually sacks of money on fire.
Oh, what?
Sacks of money on fire.
Okay, thank you.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
good.
Oh, that's classic.
I thought it was funny.
What
That's
the hell?
classic.
Well, because I'm keeping with the grifter thing. Because like if you actually read
Oh yeah.
levels, I'll buy that for $1.
Oh yes.
Take my money, damn it.
Take my money.
Well, hello,
damn
the
it.
big spinner. It's.
Mhm.
He
It's
says all the time. He put those out there. He didn't think anybody would support him.
Yeah.
He's the
When I
most
initially set those up, I set
self-deprecating
up as a
guy I know.
joke, not expecting anyone to really give a shit enough to support me. So.
Then you did Brahmadeus at $30.
Oh my god.
And then
Oh,
I made-
that was all Elagabalus. He's like, hey, have you thought about doing this? I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So I did. And I did Dark Brahmadeus because of talks.
You'd be surprised what people will do for stature, sir.
$40 and a penny.
No,
Yeah,
$40 to
it's-
the penny.
And it legit, it's
4001.
just like, it's same as the other levels. You're just burning
Right.
your money.
Hey,
That's like the whole joke, right? Is that
It is a joke.
You sub to people, you're just burning your money. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people get value out of it. It's just my sense of humor. around it.
You really don't know how valuable you are. You really don't know.
Yeah, man, we wouldn't give you money
Just
unless we
every-
believe in
all
what
of you
you're
here
doing.
are
Number
so
one,
valuable.
I appreciate it.
Right.
I really do.
Right.
It's
As
really funny
as
because
I think I'm the only Jew on the panel, I would not be giving you money if I didn't think it was worth it.
that means something.
That's,
Now, hey,
that's really
Right there.
true.
there it
Right
is.
there.
oh, dude, that's
Where's the
that's
Kanye
funny.
clip? Just kidding.
Yeah.
I am yay,
right.
whatever the hell his name goes.
So-
off of.
Yay, whatever it is. Eek.
Yeah, I just call him Kanye. I can't be bothered to
I say I don't care.
start using people's made up names.
I'd
Oh, you
like
mean
to
like
see him
Prince?
go and
Really?
crash the stage at
Oh,
the
okay,
International
comics.
Jewish Film Festival. Let's see how that works out.
Hey y'all not Jewish. That's basically what he would do.
I'll give
I'm
you
the
a
real
wailing wall
Jew
right
here.
here. Smack. We don't know what happened. He just disappeared.
God,
I think we've offended No Green Rocks. Oh no.
No, I'm literally focused on making something for Reuben right now. So, my
He's
bad if
laughing
I'm
his ass
silent.
off. That's good.
Dude, you need to like make some Kanye memes just to mock him for being a dumbass.
You know what?
Oh, I think
Yay.
I did, but nobody paid attention to it.
Oh, I probably just didn't see it, but
Oh, I mean, either way, you win some, you lose some.
yeah,
That's right.
Fair enough.
You know what yay rhymes with, right? Gay.
Yeah.
I know Milo is left, so
Yeah, that's
Apparently-
right. You don't see
apparently
Milo
Milo-
all of a sudden, do we? Yeah.
Milo's back to being gay too.
All right.
Peanuts are on the table, boy.
He goes back and forth like Snoop Dogg and weed. You know?
What? Left hand to mouth?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gay,
I
not
mean,
gay.
it's
Weed, not weed.
he's not a good person. He's funny, but he is not a good person. And
Oh.
the fact that he was leading Kanye around it's like, dude, Kanye, do you know who you're getting in bed with? Because
Yeah.
No.
No pun intended.
I don't know.
Such an influential guy to be led around by the nose by people that are just do not have his best intentions.
Oh God, no.
I don't think Nick
in their heart
Fuentes is any better. I think out of the two,
He's not.
I think out of the
Who's
two, Milo's probably better than Nick, but he's screwed.
Well, okay, so Milo is just a shitty person. Okay, if you watch Lauren Southern's video, I can totally buy what she says, especially after hearing I can't remember the other chick's name, the one that I think ran for Congress in Florida. She called into Alex Jones's show, and I think basically she kind of warned him backstage about Milo, because it seems like after that stream Milo was fired. But yeah, I mean he's a terrible human being. Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, it is like
There's a shitbag.
he is a shitbag. He is a shitbag human being.
Complete.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying either of them are good in any way, but like
No, I mean
out of the
you're right.
two-
He is worse. He's absolutely worse because it's pretty apparent that he's anti-Semitic, right? Just some of the shit he says. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
for real, not like funny, ha
No,
making
no,
fun,
no.
trying
That guy's
to grift.
he's a
For
sick
real,
bastard. That dude.
he's one of those kind of people you just don't want to be around.
No.
well, 'cause he kept bringing up the Talmud for stuff about how they treat Gentiles, and it's like, dude, you realize like every single, I'm not gonna say religion, but if you take a look at medieval Europe, the shit that they did the Jews, the rules they had, for Jews, was it any fucking better? And you can't say, well, it's all the Christians' fault. I mean, that's just how it was back then. Same thing with the Talmud. Same thing with Muslims. I mean, it's like they've always had issues with non-believers, with one group or another during those time periods, which, those kind of, laws were written. So it's
I
stupid.
think the best history film you should watch is History of the World Part 1. You'll get a real in-depth look at the Inquisition.
Oh God, especially when they invent Roman red.
Good to be the king. It's good to be the king.
Well,
welcome,
no
Brahma. How
green.
you
Have
doing?
you bullshitted
Hey, bro.
today?
Pretty good.
Did you try? And
I heard somebody
bullshit
say
last week?
Brahmadeus.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And he appears.
Yeah, that's right. Damn it, we said it 3 times.
Yeah.
But he needs
Andy,
the
man, you can't be
glowy
messing around
eyes.
with that, man. You can't do it.
Glowy-eyed Brahmadeus.
Yeah, well, that's Dark Brahmadeus. Yeah.
I saw that emoji. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can at least tell what that one is. The others, those emojis are just so small. They don't give you a lot to work
really
with.
No, they don't. They really don't. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said,
Still cool.
you can't tell that the new member level is basically piles of money on fire.
Right.
Well, I
I
mean,
heard
the
you
one
saying
that I
that-
did
that-
of Brahmabull blowing the buffalo, Comix wouldn't make that emoji. So,
Oh.
well, I mean, Brahma's crossing species there. That's really interspecies kind of stuff. That's pretty risque.
At least you can somewhat see. Oh my God, the cock.
Drawing the bull's milk.
It's hard. It's hard with the emojis. I mean, you can do face. I mean, we could probably do 100 emojis of Nick's faces.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but the thing is, you name them so that somebody could type it in. So you can type in OMG the C and that'll pop up, and you can do that. You kind of know what's in there.
Yep. James Hurley, Comix Division crew. As much as I hate Avatar 1, did I already read this one? No, I didn't. Okay, never mind.
No.
As much as I hated Avatar 1, James Cameron's script for Spider-Man movie that never happened was worse. It made Spider-Man into a killer and made him into a
R-rated movie.
an R-rated movie. Really? Are you serious? Never heard about that.
No.
Interesting.
Well, I know, there's like a random things out there, William Gibson actually did a script for Aliens 3, I believe is what it was. And it never got made, and it got turned into a comic book, which is pretty cool. I actually own it.
Interesting.
Isn't there a Tim Burton Superman script flying around
Yes,
somewhere?
that is the one with the crazy
Nicolas
man.
Cage,
Nicolas
right?
Cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole documentary on
By the
that.
way, if you
Yes, there
haven't
is.
seen Tim Burton's latest project, I highly recommend it. Me and my wife watched it. We
what's
binged
that?
it over the weekend. Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday.
Yeah. If you like Harry Potter, you'll enjoy that. It's pretty good.
I heard it was a bit on the woke side.
Yeah,
I didn't
Paul
see
Too much
any of
dark
that.
eyed
either.
beauties. And yes,
great
definitely
up
watch
till
the
last
movie.
episode. Then he
I mean,
died.
of course, they got a little bit of it in there, but it was more a whodunit kind of thing with
Yeah, I
with
like
a
that.
So
Harry
it was
Potter kind
palpable.
of background.
Like you could actually digest it properly without
Yeah, it
ruining
was
the whole
fun.
show.
That's good.
Yeah.
Jason
the guy-
Hurley, Constitution Crew. Who's worse, Nick Fuentes or Vosh?
Nick.
I would say
Ooh.
Vosh because his
Bosch is pretty
rhetoric
bad.
is more dangerous.
Gosh, yes.
I don't know, man. I have a hard time grading individuals like that. I don't know a lot of what Vosh says, other than like sometimes it's kind of third hand. I only watched Vosh when he was on Tim Pool, and that's all I know about Vosh.
Well, I think Vosh is honest about who he is, and Nick Fuentes is not honest about who he is, and that's why I think Nick Fuentes is worse,
Yeah,
in my opinion. In my opinion.
I can
that's
see
fair.
that.
That's fair.
Who is Vosh for the unwashed? I don't know.
He's a YouTuber. He's a leftist. I know that people accuse him of being a
Staunch
pedo,
communist.
and yeah, he's very much a communist. And I'm not gonna defend him.
You know,
I
one
know
of those
that
guys that
I know that
uses
Tim said
very
his
big words.
his pedo stuff was taken out of context. So
Yeah. But he uses very big words and words that have 25 syllables and things like that to talk down to you because he
Yes.
knows better.
Oh, he's
So,
an intellectual.
yeah,
That
he
is-
is a wannabe intellectual type that
Gotcha.
uses big words. I can too, but I typically don't do it.
I was fixing to say,
If Marx
true
were alive now, he'd be
intellectuals
him,
don't use the
basically.
large vocabulary. They try and make it succinctly to their point. Yeah.
Well, my writing classes that I had in college, I was taught to write at a 6th grade reading level because you want people to understand you across. That's the biggest appeal. Things from there.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
I realized something.
They did that to us in the army. They told us 9th grade though, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were more advanced than I, redneck high school, but, college.
Okay.
I realized something is I've taken I write poetry and music, and I've taken logic classes and English literature and all that stuff. But I do realize I'm realizing it now that these people who write the laws and write down or speak like Bosch does or anybody else, they speak in higher language on purpose to confuse, to change things around. Because again, the English language can be changed around to say something that will have an outside opinion, a different effect. Because that's what we can do. That's why lawyers can get around doing things and legalese and all that stuff. So it's insidious what they're doing, really.
Well,
How they
I
do
think that
that.
the
Use
main thing
language.
is that you should understand $5 words when somebody is using them. But just because you know them doesn't mean you need to use them. Vosh is basically doing it because he's a pretentious fuck. All right, it's like he's a wannabe elitist, using his his $5, $10 words, and oh, look at me, I'm so better than you because I can talk
It's always
uppity.
screamed narcissism to me. So
Yeah,
Indubitably.
indubitably.
Well, most of your
It would behoove
communists-
you to listen to what I have to say because I'm
Yeah.
obviously smarter than you.
Well, that's a voice. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
that's
sleep
not-
with
that's
it
not
without
$5
$5.
language.
I've actually, well, I know I
used
used one $5 word. Maybe that's all I could, channel on such short notice. But the whole I've used that actually in a video before where I use that voice, the pompous. I think I know everything voice. So anyway, yeah, fun.
So Vosh is a narcissistic pain in the butt, and Nick Fuentes is just an asshat.
I would say both of them. What they probably want for society is no good for anybody. Both of them. They both have garbage ideas. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, communists are narcissists because to be a communist, you have to believe that you know more than the other person because you're forcing your beliefs on somebody else.
All other
And
persons.
that's always. So that's narcissism from there. It's kind of like being a Christian and going out and saying, like 'cause some of the the missionaries that went out and stuff in the early parts of the church and settled and stuff, the conquistadors, they get out there and all that stuff. Our God's right, yours is wrong. Da da da. I mean, that's the same kind of narcissism.
Hang on a second. Sorry, Krampus Jeebus. I did not mean to not approve your comment. I hit the wrong thing by accident.
Oh,
sorry, dude.
He said, "Go."
Yeah, no. He said they are hipster fucktards, and I meant to approve
Yes.
it, but apparently I was won over and I clicked the wrong thing.
I bought a new mug that says "No hablo fucktardo."
Yeah.
Oh my God! A giant, huge
No
dick
hablo
has
fucktardo.
joined
No hablo
the
fucktardo.
channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
welcome
Huge.
Nickweiser to.
There
Yeah.
he is, everyone.
There
There
he
is.
I'll buy
an-
that for
Oh.
$1.
I saw. He just tweeted a little while ago. Have you guys seen Elon trolling everybody with this poll?
About
Is he
what?
actually trolling?
About stepping down.
Yeah.
I hope he's trolling because I don't want him.
He's
to
got to be trolling. He didn't spend
Yeah, I'm
44
sure
billion to step down. Come on, man.
Come on, there's a huge
He's
emoji
trolling.
in the chat. Use it.
It's got to be.
huge.
Huge.
Yeah, I had
not
to
down.
make sure that got used. Huge.
There was some congressperson or whatever that responded back, Taylor Lorenz or somebody else, to some thing that Elon said about, "Oh, I'm evil and done it, whatever," and it was a fake tweet. So there's so many. It's so easy. Believe me, I can make one, and if I can make a fake tweet that looks real, anybody can.
It's not that hard. I mean, you can use
That was
the
my point.
built-in
I
dev
suck at
tools
this.
within your browser to go and edit a tweet and screen cap it. It's not
Yep.
hard.
It's not hard to do.
Right.
Just pop, bam, it's all there. Everything looks right and put it out there. There's a lot of that happening. It was one of the California congressmen that retweeted it and then went nuts over that stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But he banned Taylor Lorenz, but he didn't. She was auto-banned for doxing people before the incident with him.
Really?
Bunch
Yeah.
of journalists
And
were.
it was a suspension, not a ban.
Is
Well,
she-
yeah. Well, even the individuals that shared out the Elon Jet tracker thing,
Right.
Yep.
they were only suspended for 7 days, and I love how suddenly after the last 6 years, journalists suddenly care about free speech.
Isn't it amazing?
Suddenly.
Yeah.
It's
It's
amazing.
amazing. Yes.
Wait,
But it's
we got
worse
something
because-
before that. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah.
Because it's actually worse because people assume airplane information means he's in like Chicago, he's in this. No, it's the airplane private address that anybody can track the exact location of the exact plane.
Well,
That
the thing,
is
the
illegal.
thing that was
That's
interesting
illegal.
about it is that with most private jets, you can have that info scrubbed, but it's still for the most part there. And this dude wrote a script to figure it out, right? And again, this is like legit private information.
To crack it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't
He
give
went-
permission for anybody
Yeah.
to be tracking it.
So
which is actually
when
illegal.
those journalists were banned for sharing it, they were legit sharing private data. And of course, the defense for it was, well, it's already out there in the public. It doesn't make it any fucking better, you retards. You know, it's that stuff
That's
is
the
not
same
cool,
logic.
dude.
With the same logic, a cell phone call, if I have a receiver that can hijack the signal, it's out there. It's a signal. It's a cell signal. It's out there. Why can't I? It's the same. That's their logic. It's stupid.
Well, the thing that's insane about it, these are the same people that say words are violence or exposing Yoel Roth for being a pederast and, not taking down child stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
It
They're
is
the same
calls to
ones that
violence.
said it's a private company. They can do what they
Well,
want.
no, not only that, but they're the ones that are screaming, I'm being targeted by this stuff being exposed. And literally, you have somebody throw themselves onto Elon's car. He's not in it, but his kids are. And they're like, oh, that's fine. But it's no big deal. And the fact that you took these journalists down as a result of that, you're just an awful person, and you're not for free speech. And I get the whole thing with was it Barry Weiss, questioning Elon on that, because I had questions too at first before I found out what the truth was. So I understand that she's doing her job. Hopefully, Elon cleared it up enough with her that she's still going to be working with him. And people should definitely call that out when they don't know all the details, because I don't want Elon's Twitter just to be like the other Twitter, right? except for a different side. I just because it's more in line with the people that are banning or the people I'm not a fan of, doesn't mean I'm for that. Because that's not what I want. I want free speech on this platform.
And once again,
however,
clear,
doxing to me
suspensions,
should
right?
not be allowed.
Both sides.
No, that should be a cardinal.
Both sides. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Well, I think that. So I highlighted this from J.A.F.O just because there's experience, and from something there. So I thought that this was something good, and I can read it.
Go for it.
If it's okay, Comix.
Yeah. Go for it.
J.A.F.O says, I asked my dad about that. He flew F-16s in the Air Force and has been a pilot for American Airlines. He said that if he were flying that plane, he would consider canceling the flight, which the pilot has the authority to do.
Yes, they do.
They can tell the airline to go fly a kite. This plane is not safe. I do not feel safe. We are on the ground.
Yeah.
So that I thought, seeing that, thank you, J.A.F.O, for sharing that information.
Yeah, I mean, the pilot ultimately has the last call on stuff.
Yeah, just like you see in the those spy movies when they can you get the VIN number, you can actually control the car. You can do this. It's easy. The same information they get there, that's one step closer to just doing something to, God forbid, I'm not saying anything. Just you can do a lot of things to something, just like sending an electronic pulse or anything. It's that simple. I don't know. It's a very very dark world if humanity does these things. We gotta bring the light, and that's why I'm wearing this hat symbolizes something. I'm basically gonna symbolize hope.
And that's why I drive an old car too.
There's a reason.
Next year, everything new is going to have a kill switch.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it's as of 2014.
No, everything has a kill switch. Not everything. They started putting them in 2014, but as of 2023, every single new car has to have one. So it's a mandated thing.
I thought it was mandated by 2024 or 2025. They have to have the kill switch. I think initially I said 2023, and I was wrong on that. I had to check that.
Oh, see, I listened to you. That was my first problem.
Yeah, sorry. I said initially 2023, but it's actually 2020.
Okay. Can I say one quick thing about Reuben and his hat?
Sure.
So he's been wearing that hat a lot. You imagine the ladies getting the Christmas present of seeing Santa eating at the Y. That would just get to look down and you're thinking, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. That mustache.
No, but I literally wherever I go, I'm wearing this. All the ladies say Santa. Hey Santa, hey Santa, how you doing, Santa?
Hello, Doctor.
Anna's looking for some ho-ho-hos. Anyway.
Ask them if they want to sit on your lap.
Oh, they do want to.
As someone who is does not practice Christianity, I say Merry Christmas to people, mainly because it is that time of year. I don't care. It doesn't offend me. I view both Christmas as a secular as well as a religious holiday, so I'm not offended by it. I don't care if it is a Christian holiday. It's like if somebody was to say Happy Hanukkah to me, I wouldn't be offended either, or Happy Kwanzaa, even though it's a made-up holiday. But for me, I'm kind of tired of the whole Happy Holidays thing. It's like, it's so generic and it means nothing.
Aren't they all kind of made up holidays?
Because everybody's trying to be so inoffensive that they're basically offensive.
Well, that's the thing. You could run around and run around, but they're all made up holidays, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I've got people I work with of all different religions, and some that don't believe in it, and honest seven things from there. It's the respect that you have that Brahma can practice his religion as he see fits without interference from me.
I'm gonna slightly disagree with you on the all holidays are made up. I mean, the whole point is that a holiday celebrates something, right? Christmas celebrates the birth of Christ. What does Kwanzaa celebrate?
Well,
I have no idea.
Traditionally, over 2,000 or 3,000 years now, we have been taught that Christmas celebrates the birth of Christ.
Well, yeah, it shares the same time period as Yule and
was made up.
Satra Luna. Well, no, I mean, even back then, I mean, there's reasons why these dates are used, right? Be it the winter solstice, the winter and summer solstice, the spring and fall equinox. There's always a major holiday around that stuff, right?
So made up is not the right words. that should be. They are created to symbolize something.
Right.
And even Kwanzaa was created to symbolize something.
What was it created to symbolize?
There were principles.
Didn't you see
that they had to follow?
those Democrats kneel? I mean, come on. It's Democrat kneeling day.
Oh, okay.
No.
I remember when Kamala used to kneel for Kwanzaa when she was like 5 years old, even though it wasn't around. But
yeah, that's true.
She would sit at the feet of her grandmother and listen to stories.
Well, Kwanzaa and things like that, they celebrate the present day religion of wokeness. That's where
To a large
that
degree,
religion is
yeah.
going, secularism, whatever you want to call it, and stuff like that.
Yeah, because last year, if you look at back, the rounds, there were so many people that never didn't put out a video for Christmas or anything else, but Kwanzaa they did, and I know Larry Lightfoot did one, and it was she got memed to hell for that. Didn't talk about Christmas. No, it's literally, and her and her white wife did this, and it was just so
just got destroyed for
cringe.
that. Yes, I
it was so
remember that.
cringe.
Yeah.
You
She pulled
remember
that down like within 3
It's
days.
like, bitch, you've been celebrating Christmas all your life. Let's be honest.
Well, Reuben, thank
Yeah.
God you're down in Florida. She opened her legs today and it dropped to 15 degrees. It's just awful.
It's terrible.
Well-
I see. That's what I'm saying. I said. I that's what I said. I said no more toxicity. I'm out of here.
You got to
I'd
see
rather
some
be
of the,
here
some of
with
the
the beaches and the babes and the beautiful life here. You know.
You got to see some of the campaign commercials she's doing.
God.
The kids playing
What,
video
Lightfoot?
games. What do you think, Mayor Lightfoot? And she's on the phone. She says, "I can't talk to you. I'm too busy saving the city," and walks out of the shot. It's hilarious. So, exactly. I'll find it. I'll send
Okay.
it to you.
Well, then someone.
She wants to save
yeah.
the city. She should.
Well, then you should have
step
put. Someone's got to put like audio in the background of gunfire going off and screaming.
She's
and
been
fire
wearing
in the
capes
background.
and stuff around town in a
Jesus
Superwoman
Christ.
outfit. It's just sad. Oh, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Again, if you remember, I remember watching the Iraq War, and beforehand they had Baghdad Bob coming out there. There are no tanks out there, and the tanks are out there. This is exactly.
Tanks are driving right behind him on the screen.
This is exactly what I see now when I watch TV. They're saying something, and reality is completely different. And I'm going,
Yeah.
where am I? Where am I? I can't stop laughing now
Yeah, it's
at
pretty
this
funny.
stuff.
Brahma,
It is
you
Scary,
were,
but mostly peaceful.
you were about to say something earlier.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, just going back to the point Tox and you were making, I mean, nobody actually believes that Christ was born on December 25th. I mean,
No.
that's just the date it's celebrated. So,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it is a made-up date for why we're doing it. And yes, it is near the winter solstice. But, I mean, Christians don't actually believe that that we know what day Christ was born or anything. So, yeah. I mean,
it's
to a
all
degree,
symbol,
everybody's
like,
right about what
It's
they're
not like
saying.
astronomy. It was most likely in the summer, but a lot of it too is like if you know anything about church history, the reason why they pick those dates, those specifically pagan holidays, is because
To appropriate.
in order to convert people, they didn't want to give up their festivals, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
and that was that's the whole reason why it's the 25th. That 25th, I believe, is actually Saturaluna, and it's again we're about to hit the solstice in 3 days. So I mean, there is a lot of like winter festivals that Yule and whatnot, which that's basically solstice. But Saturaluna was the 25th, and since there was a huge kind of Middle Eastern Roman influence, to it, it made sense why they would pick that.
Yeah, the day, and remember, the best thing is the days start getting longer.
Yeah. So
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you know,
already-
everyone's going around saying-
And that right there is the reason why the celebration, and from my reading of the astrology and astronomy and aspects like that, the shortest day has ended. We know that now. The spring will come. We are giving great feast to what we had, and the spring comes, and then the spring equinox. That's when they start planting again. We it's all about that synergy with the land, and we lost that. Nature.
I just know that it's the time of the year that Reuben goes around to the local strip clubs and offers for the women to sit on his Yule log, and and it's a celebration. It really is a celebration. It's tongue in cheek, but they enjoy when he does that. So.
Tongue in cheek, of course, definitely tongue in cheek.
Yeah, tongue in cheek, he does that. I've got tons. I don't know why. I've got tons of Reuben sex jokes going through my head, and I think maybe I need to go drink something. Maybe some NyQuil or something to put me out.
Should we show those?
You need to, especially the second one. You got to show the second one, man. Oh my God!
All right,
All the memes are out. I'm not watching the memes on Twitter.
Oh, memes! I don't have Twitter anymore because again, Elon, I'm still banned. You know,
what?
whatever.
All right, we got to do a campaign.
All right.
You're banned. That's why I can't ever find anyone to try and put you in the.
Have you
Oh,
applied?
somebody
see if
put
there's
him
music
in
to
the
this.
Oh, no green rocks. You're fucking.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to not.
One has one has music, one is Netflix, because I know we're good with that.
What?
First one is Netflix. The other one is I put a warning label on there too.
Okay, so this one we can play the music on, or we cannot.
This is Netflix, so you should be fine.
Okay, so let me just. It was really loud when I played it, so.
The chains you can say no freely. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him. Instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We can change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want to place, I want to be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. The chains you can say no.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, that's great.
You'll recognize the second one though. Oh my
Second
God!
Oh no, I recognize it. I recognize
Second
it.
one has audio, so just heads up.
There you go, Reuben. It's Terry Crews.
I love it.
When we do a Dick's Division version of White Chicks, you are doing Terry Crews. So there you go.
And just so everybody knows, that took me maybe 45 minutes. That's a 20.
Damn. Thank you. That was very good.
I just realized that I didn't share it. God damn.
Whew. That's funny. Oh no! Oh God!
Yes, the classic from Saturday Night Live. Patrick Swayze versus
I just love how
Chris
he
Farley.
made my head like so fucking huge on this body.
And it never moves.
Dude.
Yes! Holy crap!
Love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's got the moves. The only
Go
reason
big or
he
go
lost
home,
is
baby.
just because his body is so bad.
That's right.
Intense.
Hey, go big or go home, man.
I love that
Shit.
skit.
It is.
That is an
One of the
inspiration.
best ever.
Again, again, that's a guy who wanted to do that skit. He knew, but he didn't give a fuck. And I love Chris
Farley didn't, man. He did all kinds of stuff. Have you seen the clip of him acting like he was Newt Gingrich when they took over Congress back in like the early 2000s? He comes out there
Promise to America.
with a gavel and he's throwing stuff around. Oh man, that was hilarious.
Great. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, Contract on America.
SNL was funny.
Yeah, the Contract on America. Yeah.
Well, it was that's what people called it. It was the Contract with America, but everybody who was critical of Newt Gingrich called it the Contract on America.
Yeah.
I mean, just goes to show you that kind of rhetoric has been around since.
Oh yeah, it's been around
forever.
Well, the propaganda
Sarah
machine's been
Nancy,
around
yeah.
forever, man.
Yeah.
When I was in journalism school, I was exposed to it, and I was like, well, yeah, I'm done with this. It's ridiculous.
Operation.
And that was in
Mockingbird.
1986. I
Yep.
found out about
Sounds
that.
about right.
Yikes.
That sounds about right. It was that way when I was in college, about 1986.
my. So everyone knows that we love lovely Sherry, right? And we're actually
Oh
working
God,
on
she
some
is
more stuff with
killing
Sherry.
it in the meme game.
Uh-oh.
She is so good.
So
What has she done
she's
now?
taken to send things to me in DM because I guess she wants to torture me with some of them. So here we go.
Please share us. Share.
Please do.
Oh no! Oh God!
You queen.
And you know, that's exactly how I would look too in real life. Doing that.
I love
I don't
the
know,
angle
Reuben-
she got
Reuben
of
looks
me and
too happy
Toxic,
in
or
this
me
one.
and Comics' eye line.
Yeah,
Comics just looks like I've been here before, guys. Just
does.
take it easy.
That is hilarious.
Nick just looks excited to be there.
Nick's like, "What's up, guys?" And
What are we in line for?
Ruben's like, "I'm never gonna get an erection again." That's what that looks like. Right?
It looks like we
I'm
have
not
a
sure what
new
Elon's getting ready to do.
member of Unsubscribe Star, which is Derpy.
Hey, Derpy.
Hi, Derpy.
Welcome, Derpy. You must be a World of Tanks person.
No, it's me, guys.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Marksman.
it's
Again.
Marksman.
It's
yes.
Marksman.
What's up?
I found one of the greatest troll pictures to use
I love that
to
picture.
people online. Like, imagine this photo calling you retarded on Twitter.
That's
Yeah.
I just love that it says derpy.
Oh shit!
I
should
went
just go-
larking with this, and it was just I would just say something, or I'll just go in and say, even just not even like insult, just be like, "I think you're stupid," and it's just the profile pic just sets them off. Like people say, like, "What the fuck is that profile pic?" Like you would just get completely mad that I insult. They just can't even focus on the argument. It's just this dumb little frog.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
No
it's
idea what you're
great.
talking about.
Well, I just came back. I saw Violent Night.
Bless you, Terminus.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Saw Violent Night.
Yeah, well, my friends, we
I heard
decided
that
we were
was
like,
pretty
"Oh, what are we
good.
gonna go see? Avatar?" Or we're all both like, we all looked at each other. We're like, "It's." And I told them it's 3 hours. They're like, "Fuck that." And I said, "Want to see Santa Claus kill a bunch of people?" They're like, "Hell yeah, let's go." Loved it.
I heard it was a good movie.
I've seen it.
It's very entertaining.
At least the trailer. I saw the
very
trailer for it back in the
Oh, yeah.
80s at
Oh,
the
really?
beginning of Scrooged. Only it had Lee Majors in it.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I'm kind of over the whole, Christmas horror movie thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
No, this looked pretty cool. It's straight up.
I mean,
the,
there
the
are- I
thing out
mean-
of Scrooged, man. It's
I get that, and I really like the Krampus movie. That was pretty cool, but it's like I kind of
Krampus
feel
was
like
fun.
it's so overplayed at this point. In my personal opinion, okay, it's like I would actually legit just want to see a regular Christmas movie rather than a Christmas horror movie, because it seems like we get more Christmas horror movies than actual just Christmas movies.
This one's more like Christmas Die Hard, though.
Okay.
Like the flip
It really
side.
is.
Yeah, it's an action movie.
Because something I listen to my friends,
Santa
they
Claus
even
is going to
asked it.
save somebody. Is what he's doing. He's going to kill a bunch of terrorists or some shit like that, isn't it? Isn't that what it is, Marksman? Something like that.
Yeah, it's basically because the idea for this one isn't that like Saint Nicholas was like a good guy. The idea is this is actually a guy being forced to repent for his crimes. Because the lore is, he said, I was known as a Vicar the Red. I used to have a warhammer. My best friend called Skullcrusher. I would go rape, pillage, and just slaughter and destroy. I was the worst of the worst. Like he's talking to a girl, he admits he's like, that's the past. And then they one day, basically, I don't know why or how, I was cursed to be Santa Claus, and it's my job now to go around, be the one to judge at the gifts, and I witness the world. And he says, like, because he's experienced and was some of the cruelest person, he understands cruelty so well. And it's probably he's
Wow,
able
that
to
movie's
judge
deeper
the
than I
judge.
thought it was. Wow.
That's kinda
Yeah, like
interesting,
they don't give
actually.
you a lot.
Hold
they
on
show
there
you
for a
some-
second. Green Rocks has to get going.
Yeah, I gotta eat. I've been working all day and so yeah. Hi guys, I am Superman. If you wasn't scared of green rocks or no green rocks on most platforms, you can find me on Twitter, getting that Instagram going. So come by, subscribe, like, and also if you like what the Legion of Memers does, please follow our YouTube channel. We are at 991 subs. This is incredible, and I just want to thank everybody who's been following us. So make sure to smash that like on the videos that you enjoy, so I can create more content that you enjoy.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so blown away by this. It's like
by the way, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. It was great. Thank you again, Brahma, for having me over. And Corey, it was awesome getting to meet you. And thank you for the shirt again. I love that shirt. His merch is freaking gas. I love it.
Oh, Corey's stuff. I have a bag that he has on his merch shop that says like my sack.
Yeah.
Classic.
Corey's classic stuff. Happy birthday.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
All right,
You
man.
don't
You
look
take
a
care.
day over 18.
Yeah. Take care, buddy.
Harold Flynn.
Good night, everyone.
Send him
Good
back.
So just go to any of the YouTube, Twitter, and Teespring and search Legion of Memers. I've tried that. It'll take you right to their stuff.
Cool.
I've gotten all the stickers and the coffee mug and things from the merch store. So good stuff.
Yeah, and WG keeps saying WG is saying memes keep getting better.
Yeah, that's what I love about this. Every day we're getting better and better. So be sure to be on the lookout every single day. It's almost an obsession for me of how do I get better. And just so you know, I'm using free programming because I want people to know that they can do this. So I'm not going to be paying for any programs, one, till I can afford it, and two, till my skills absolutely can't handle the free programming.
And before we get out of here, we have a super chat that is, I guess, referencing your meme. So please remind me to look directly into the sun tomorrow so I can burn out the prison meme out of my mind.
You know, that's lovely, Sherry. Since she's been a part of the Legion, I would dare to say it has gotten way more hardcore. And she did teach us how to make shanks. So yeah, don't.
And girls are
fuck
tough
with
man.
Sherry.
Yeah,
pretty much. That's it.
Yeah, she's killing it. Like everybody in the Legion is putting work in and day out, and it's really helping the Legion grow. It's helping me grow as a content creator, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for every member of the Legion.
That Dexterian movie collection, over 60 of them so far.
Oh,
in like a month.
Yeah,
they're just
that
nailing
is crazy.
it.
And they're all
damn.
That is fantastic, guys. I mean, seriously, I appreciate the effort that you guys go into, even for my crappy show. I mean, come on. It's awesome.
Are you kidding? We love you. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like when your show come on, the Legion knows. There's at least 5 or 6 people who DM everybody in the chat. They're like, okay, we're here.
Well, you know, you guys support us, and you know we gotta support you, and the shit you guys are creating is fucking fantastic.
Speaking of supporting you guys, we're going to be doing a Christmas special on Thursday, and there might be a few tributes to the Legion of Memers out there.
Yes.
God,
I had to say that the guys have been putting in a lot of work getting this ready. But yeah, the funny thing is we've been planning on doing this all year, and it's like, and now we're finally doing it.
Yeah, that's about right, actually.
I was so tired after Shulkies, and
yeah,
I'm really bummed they're not doing a second season because that shit was funny.
I heard that.
They were.
They were.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
no,
was
I think
canceled was the game, is what I heard.
Oh, the game. That's even better. Because if they're doing another season, there'll be another Shulkies. And as soon as Culture and I get time, we will make a 4K version of the Shulky show. And we're going to do a 4K version of this Christmas thing. And then we're thinking about having an awards show called the J-Laws. So there you go.
Yeah, we definitely need to do the J-Laws.
J-Laws and some other stuff in there. It's just...
Are we punching him? We can punch him.
Oh,
well, I mean, last time I missed it, so I'm not going to do that again. I made a mistake.
Well, don't let him miss it this time, Todd.
All right.
Get him.
I got to get it right.
All
I
right.
gotta get my ass handed to me
I'm
somehow.
queuing myself. Cue.
No ticket.
He fucked up the matzo balls.
No ticket.
Oh, good.
Almost as bad as you fucked up the timing.
I love it when
I
Tom
think we
stepped
pressed
all
it at the
over
same
that.
time.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
It's great when he does that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we've been planning on doing some stuff, and it just Corey has been working really hard on his voice over the last little bit. He's really trying to expand. The church that he's going to really enjoys it because his voice has become more powerful and stronger and stuff. And he showed us something today that I don't often laugh so hard that I can't breathe. And I watched some of this stuff and I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, he's roasting the ever-loving shit out of comics, and it's great.
I'm not surprised.
Oh wait, did I say too much?
No, you probably did. James Hurley says, my girlfriend forced me to suffer through Dark Fate so we can make fun of how woke it was. And after that, I forced her to watch Ferngully, a movie that I wanted to burn the rainforest. That made me want to burn the rainforest. Okay, gotcha. That's funny.
I loved
actually
Robin
kind of like
Williams in it.
Ferngully. It was cute, I guess.
No.
Robin Williams was fantastic.
Oh God, yeah.
Baddie.
Robin Williams is always fantastic.
That's because it was Robin Williams, and
yeah,
as derivative as he might
I showed
have
the
been,
clients.
still hilarious.
Hey,
showed the
did
clients-
anyone see the clip? I didn't know there was an old clip from one of Robin Williams' stand-ups. Like, I gotta go back and rewatch all those
About
old ones
Biden?
because they're still funny. But yeah, the one about Biden where he's like, "Yeah, Biden's so old, he says shit. Even a person with Tourette's will look at him and go, no."
Yeah, and that was in 2006 or something that he did.
Yeah,
that,
2006.
I need to see this. but there was something that was posted that I thought was really fucking hilarious. And it was basically, I guess, from the POTUS account saying the Biden train has been set up and going. And I commented, is like, does it randomly derail itself for no apparent reason?
Yeah.
I need to find, because it was like a screen cap of it. So if that's actually real, I'm going to comment that directly to that tweet. I'm sorry. I just think that shit's hilarious. James Hurley, Comix Division and crew. Remember, leftist propaganda like Captain Planet and Ferngully in the 2000s. My elementary school forced us to watch it, and it made me want to burn the rainforest and the environment. Yeah,
Well,
Captain Planet was definitely propaganda, and so was Ferngully, but it has Robin Williams and
well, I
was it
would
Batty
give credit to
Dakota
Captain
was
Planet,
hilarious.
though. Like,
What's that?
I would give some credit to Captain Planet, because at least with Captain Planet, it wasn't like how it now was, the climate change or whatever. Like, it was more specific. At least with Captain Planet, for the most part, it was, hey, there are people who are dumping shit in our water, burning down our forests around our homes. Like, tell them to fucking stop. It was like they're like,
Well,
it was
yeah,
the whole thing.
it
It was like,
wasn't
stop
like
polluting the
the-
place where we live.
Captain
not
Planet's
the
got a lot of
extremism
fans,
that it
too.
was we have now with the environmental movement, right? It was like, hey, let's protect the rainforest and not pollute the oceans and not let companies dump sewage into waterways. I mean, those are all good things, right, guys?
Yeah, they are. And,
You know,
and-
now it's like if we don't stop using energy, we're all gonna die. I have no
And when
future.
we stop using energy, we all die.
yeah, literally.
there was the game that I
Oh.
play a lot, DC Universe Online. There's guys that create these perfect replicas of Captain Planet and run
My
around
God.
kicking ass. I mean, yeah,
Oh.
there's a lot of fans of that guy around. So
That's pretty funny. When I was playing City Heroes, I mean, I wasn't really playing it, but a friend of mine had it, and I created a character, and I created Captain Anarchy based off of the
man.
Anti-Flag song. It was pretty funny.
Mhm.
Did you ever see that Robot Chicken parody? I forgot which person they were making fun of, but the guy has a mental breakdown and paints himself Captain Planet and goes around beating people.
Well, yeah, it was Ted Turner.
Yeah, Ted Turner. That's
He's the one who came up with Captain Planet.
Yeah, that's one of my
Oh,
favorite
Ted
characters
Turner.
ever.
Yeah,
He married
Ted-
Anna
Ted-
Jane.
Ted Turner.
They were perfect
WG became a member at the Take My Money Damn It level. He also
you,
gifted
WG.
5
Oh,
memberships. So if you guys
All right.
if they're still available, you have to go and like click on the membership thing and say
you have to be in the
accept
live
membership.
chat.
Yeah,
not
you
the
have to be
top
in the live chat. Yeah.
And then you'll
Yeah.
see the gift up at the top, and you click on that and accept it.
Yeah, you want to watch everybody loves what's the Robin Williams movie where I've never watched it, but it's the one where he's the dad trying to get back with his kids.
Mrs.
Oh,
Doubtfire.
Mrs.
Yeah, Mrs.
Doubtfire?
Doubtfire, where he dressed up like
Yeah.
a woman. I was showing
Yeah.
I showed the clients my favorite one the other day, the Birdcage, with Gene Hackman as the right wing
yeah, that was
senator and
funny.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that movie is still a riot. Watch that again if you want a good laugh. Holy shit, that is
Oh,
funny.
Hank Azaria in that movie is
He
hilarious.
is off the chain, isn't
I
he?
cannot wear shoes, and it's flying everywhere.
WG says Captain Planet never got promoted to Major Planet though. Too many DUIs.
Too many DUIs.
What's up?
Yeah.
Oh, WD. Once more, I want to say sorry for the blackouts. Look at me. They handed a rifle to this idiot.
It's der derp
We didn't check the sights and we didn't check behind the target. The perpetrators were black.
Jesus. Digital Remnant for $5. I heard that TMZ snuck some shots from the set of Simple Comics. Seems like it's really happening. Maybe tomorrow we'll see more.
Oh, great.
So, Digital Remnant, I'm breaking this exclusive here now. They have already wrapped shooting on Simple Comics 2. So the announcement will be made Thursday.
Oh God.
Oh, dear
Is it
God.
Christmas related?
No. It is a heartwarming story, however, for Christmas. And our hero, Simple Comics, returns to show us all a life lesson about heart and about poor reading skills.
Is it a simple? So it's a very simple lesson.
Jesus
It is.
Christ.
It's a simple comics lesson. So, so
hate
Tom
you.
recorded the
Lots of
copy
men.
for it, and he's like, "Did I put the clown horn in the right place?"
Oh, good.
Tom's really good.
Yeah.
You got what Tom at Midnight's Edge does, his voice and things, the radio stuff he has. He's really good. Corey's voice is just getting so much better. And I'm excited about what they're putting together. Culture's got a beautiful voice. And we've picked some Dick's Division sings, baby. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, Lord.
So, you know those Saturday Night Live skits where you have like Tonto, Tarzan, and Frankenstein singing? That's me in comics. We're going to do something like la 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 la.
Is this Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
That's the 22nd.
We're doing it the 22nd.
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Okay, that
Now,
Thursday.
we are doing a show on Monday the 26th and January 2nd. So that those 2 Mondays probably there with Yelling Park Cars.
If we plan things better, maybe we can actually do a Christmas Day special.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because I work on Christmas Day, so I won't be able to see it. So. But yeah, Thursday I'll be watching.
And if we get struck, it's going on. Well, I don't know comics. We won't get struck. No, it won't.
I was say, what's going to get us struck, Toxic Man Flu?
Nothing.
Zero.
If we get a copyright claim for any of the music, we're out searching, trying to find stuff. And
well, okay, as long as you have a license for it, it's not a big deal, and you give it to me, and then I can fight the claim.
I wrote some great lyrics to "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year."
Oh shit!
And we were all looking to find an unlicensed version that is copyrighted to hell.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
wow.
That is. So there's certain copyrights, they just have this version. No, all of that, and they copyrighted that with any possible deviation of the
variable
music
or deviation. Yes.
Right.
Even
so
if someone sings it, a call cop.
So you can't cover the song.
Right. There's no karaoke for that song.
Yeah, I heard that some of those songs, they went nuts with the copyright.
Wow. Yeah. Crazy. Well, Andy Williams, a beautiful voice, right? And Branson, Missouri. I've been there a bunch of times. It's it's redneck Disneyland. So that entire area there, I used to go there growing up, and we go to the lake and the handmade candies and all that kind of stuff. And then Andy Williams came in there and built a theater and just went huge. So now there's like Dolly Parton has her own like Dixie Stampede that's like medieval times for rednecks, and they've got a full scale Titanic bow to like the first captain, to the first steam stack or something, and you go in and they got artifacts from that Titanic there. There's one there and one somewhere else. I mean, that whole entire place is just going like crazy. And Andy Williams, and he copyrighted the ever-loving crap out of that song because it made him millions.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Which song was it? Moon River?
No, A Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Yeah. How old is he now? Good Lord.
He's dead.
He's dead. He passed away about 5
years ago. But he was.
So I got good news, guys, because enough people have signed up. It has opened up more emojis. So I'm going to be adding one for Brahma right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Another one?
Add this frog. Add this frog as an emoji.
Your emojis, you are the banners for signups. So you're at the we have Brahmadeus and Dark Brahmadeus on there.
Right.
For people
who have been like members for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'll have my own emoji.
Yeah, now you're having your own emoji.
Not just
cultures
the
right now. Yeah. So I'll just do CC1 of that. And I can add another. So if I can actually find one from Nick.
Yeah, and us slowly subscribe star guys just have to type.
Well, there's tons of
I know, it
things.
sucks, dude. I'm so sorry.
I'm just messing with you, man.
We'll figure that out.
Yep.
Look, I'm telling you, you should take this profile pic I got and add it into the emoji list. It's just perfect. Then I'm telling you, like, anytime I screw with people, it's like they would just, in mid-argument, whatever, they're trying to yell at me because I'm just trolling with them, and they just start yelling at my picture. Like, they just bring up my picture and start yelling at how stupid it is. Because they realize they're calling me retarded when I look like this, but then it just bounces back at them where I'm like, you're calling something retarded. Doesn't that make you the retard then for picking a fight with it? It's just glorious.
I was on a stream
Before I forget-
recently. Oh, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
I was just going to ask real quick if you guys heard about the details with Henry Cavill getting the 40K deal.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
That's great. Love it. Yeah,
Shows what I was listening.
Yeah, I think I honestly, looking into it a little bit, I'm wondering if this isn't just an elaborate Christmas gift from his girlfriend. Because apparently, so this is what I've heard, trying to look into it, is because he keeps all of his private life very secretive, not to get him, he doesn't want in the spotlight. So he has a girlfriend, and apparently she's in run of the production company. That's what actually was working with the Games
really?
Workshop. They grabbed the licensing to do TV shows and movies, and then went to Amazon. And that's how Henry's getting the executive producer and the starring role, because he's dating the woman who's in charge of the whole company.
Man, I let my stepson David. He's a Iraq War veteran, and he's a big 40K fan. And I texted to him. I said, "DC's loss is your gain." The day they announced it, and he lost his mind because he knows who Cavill is, and he plays the same faction that Cavill does, apparently. And he was tripping, man. He is on cloud nine now, you know.
Because I was watching Archcast, and Archcast was checking the GW end of it, and he said, as far as he knows for them, hold on. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry about that. No, but he said the one detail he discovered with them was they actually are keeping their distance from this project, because everybody knows GW super woke, but they haven't been able to affect Warhammer because of how it inherently is. So they sort of been leaving it alone, because at the same time they also know if they sink it, their company goes under. So they've been very meticulous. It's like, they want to make it woke, but they can't just outright just flip it. They've tried small things that have all failed, overall been rejected. So it's like they just kind of they leave it there. It brings in money. They just sit to the side. So it seems they kind of want to be hands off with this project.
Well, he's already posted on Instagram about it. I think the latest one I saw was yesterday. He was saying how, I think he said like 30 or 40 years he's been hoping to play that in a live action thing, and he's really looking forward to it. And he put up one of the faction symbols that he plays on and stuff like that. So it looks like
that final line. He said,
"Well, this is the deal.
Something that
we got to hope that he's got the kind of pull that we all hope he does." I mean, according to all the rumors and what they're saying, he pulled out of The Witcher because he didn't see eye to eye with the showrunners, right? Because they were going.
The showrunners confirmed it with the
yesterday. And so, if he's got that kind of pull, and we're going to find out,
Well, the showrunners confirmed they never even read the damn books.
Yeah.
Well, so if you got somebody that loves the lore like Henry Cavill and read the books, and they're sitting, well, do this, and he's like, well, Geralt would never do that, and they're like, we don't care what Geralt would do. You're going to do this, and if he's got,
I hope that he has the influence over the Amazon showrunners.
Oh,
is what
probably.
Well,
Amazon needs a hit.
They do.
They really do. Okay, so over on the Odyssey side, Connor B for $1 says, I personally don't care about Kanye West being anti-Semitic or not. He's still an idiot in my book, just voicing my opinion. I mean, people are allowed to not like people. I agree with you on that. That's just life. But, it's like the whole thing. I believe in free speech. People are allowed to talk shit about white people, white men, etc. Remember the whole thing where feminists were getting banned from Facebook for saying men are garbage? You should be allowed to say that, but you should also expect that when you say that, people are going to push back against you.
There are consequences to every action.
Well, not just that. It's like the whole point of free speech is I have my free speech to counter yours, rather than saying this side has the ability to say whatever the fuck they want, and we're going to silence the opposition. That's my issue. So Tim over on the Stream Element side, thank you, Tim, for $1 says, first positive fusion experience, and journalists are already saying we should not bank on fusion to save us, taking more power from a system than it puts in. Not an incredible thing. F them. Yeah, I heard recently that also Tim, I hope things are getting better for you in Brazil. So. But I heard that they did do some experiments with fusion.
They achieved ignition.
Yeah,
for the first time, they got more power out than they put in.
Yes,
really.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
But then the
that
CERN
could be,
Collider opened up
that's a
a
fucking game
wormhole
changer.
to another dimension, and 3 Nancy Pelosi's popped out of it, and they quickly shut it down.
oh, Jesus.
It was horrible.
Oh, God, I hope
If you
not.
talk or comics, if you look back in our one of our private chats, I think the election one, I put an article in there. I think last Friday night, so it's not too far back. But
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
it was
just
on the
really
main. It was on the mainstream news last week. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Wow.
Wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, interesting. James Hurley says Comix Division, the only good form of entertainment that had a decent environmental message, was Final Fantasy VII because it had focus on story and characters. Yes, it's amazing what you do when you have a focus on characters and character development and story rather than just forcing a fucking message down people's throats. I mean, it could do wonders. I mean, yeah.
Well, to be fair, now the best things I've seen streaming this year have been on Amazon. It's just not Lord of the Rings. It was Reacher and the Terminal.
Well,
List.
they were published by Amazon. Amazon didn't make them. That's a key distinction.
Yeah, I think that's a huge difference,
Right.
and that's where the whole thing with Henry Cavill. It's going to be published by, was it Netflix or Amazon?
Amazon.
It's Amazon.
Okay, yeah, by Amazon, but it's not going to be done by Amazon, so it's not going to be fucking garbage. It's done by a man who actually
Vertigo is doing it.
Southern Silver Bells. See what you did there. According to my niece, day before Christmas Eve is Christmas Adam, and the day before that is Christmas Adam Eve. so Dixmas Christmas will be celebrated on Adam Eve this year. Toxic Man Flu.
Yeah, so that's Adam and Eve, the adult online store.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
My
we should get a sponsor.
I'm thinking about that. If there's like a lube, a water-based lube out there.
Toxic Man Flu's Astroglide.
That's right.
Yeah. WG for
It's the Dix
$20.
Division, sponsored by K-Law.
So when and where is the next meetup already? It will be cool and stuff. I'll bring root beer and chips. Okay.
No power plants nearby, though.
Weren't they talking about something in Wisconsin? And Nick and I are still planning on doing something in April.
If you do, I'm
Chicago
bringing
area.
cigars and whiskey.
Honestly, there's like enough people in here. I should talk to Gary about maybe doing a small meetup here in San Antonio because
Yeah, I think there is.
yeah,
You
there's
get
plenty of
around
people
that
in
area?
Texas.
Shit, right there.
How
Yeah.
far from Dallas is San Antonio?
It's a
3
5-hour
hours.
drive.
5
Yeah.
hours.
So it'd be
Yes, 5.
9.
Yeah.
Well, about 8 for me then. Okay.
What are you, an hour and a half or so away from Houston?
Houston? No, I'm 3 hours from Houston.
3 hours from Houston.
Yeah.
Should do a
About
barbecue
Corpus?
or something like that.
Well, I know that they're planning on doing something in Arizona in, I want to say, the spring. So
Yeah, because they've done that the last couple of years.
Holy shit. That's what I do.
How far away are you from Corpus?
Corpus, also 3 hours. I mean, I'm literally,
Okay.
uh,
You're 3 hours away from
right.
everything.
yeah,
they are. They're like
I'm
in
an
the center of
hour,
the state,
roughly an hour from Austin. It's 3-hour drive to Houston. It's a 3-hour drive to Corpus. It's the reason why they call it San Antonio is the heart of Texas because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. It's right in the center of it.
Oh, I
Well,
thought
good. Then
San Antonio
We'll pick a
was
place that's a
Mexican for
further drive
halfway.
for you. We'll go Amarillo.
Yeah.
I've been to Amarillo. I've actually, we had a great time
Amarillo
there
by
downtown.
There's a lot to do in Amarillo.
The baseball stadium there, really nice.
Yeah.
The last
For
time
the,
I was in
sod
Amarillo
poodles.
was when I moved to Denver. Back when I was
I
in
would
high
love
school.
It'd be nice to get like a content house, but not a content house. Rent a house in the backyard. You could do a barbecue and just have everybody come over and just have that. Just have Texas barbecue. Everyone's meet up. Be really nice, I think.
Well, technically, any barbecue you do within the state border of Texas is Texas barbecue.
That's
Yep.
true. But
Very
There
true.
you go.
Gary has a small meetup in San Antonio later on. Okay. I'm sure he'll let me know.
Or he won't.
Or he won't.
And then you'll learn something.
Then I'll look like an idiot.
Oh, well, where's Comix? Oh, we didn't tell him.
Yeah, we invite that asshole.
Gonna learn today, baby. Gonna
You
learn.
skipped out on Orlando.
yeah, you need
He's
to be
out.
this
The truck
taller
step
and
was
to the
too
right.
high
To the
for
right.
reach.
So, yep.
Yeah. Once you go to Gary's house, you've got to walk out through that door.
WG says that he's not joking. He will bring root beer and chips.
Oh, I believe him. And I like
what kind of root beer? Dad's, Barks, A&W.
Or the actual root beer.
A&W is probably
I used to make
I am a fan of root beer. I used to make my own
rose and
for a
bourbon.
while.
Oh, you made your own?
Yeah.
There's a place that I grew up in Tulsa, and there's a place there called Weber's Root Beer. It's a little drive-up hamburger stand, and they made their own root beer. Still there, still making it, selling it.
It's honestly, it's not that hard. Zatarans makes a concentrate you can use, and then I basically fermented it using yeast, so it was slightly alcoholic. It was really fucking good.
Leave it to Comix.
You know those big A&W mugs?
Oh, yeah.
Made them at Libby.
Those are great.
Yeah, we made them.
You made those out of there? Oh.
Yep. And I used to run the deco machine the mug that actually put the label, the A&W logo on the side of the mug.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That's what I did when I first went to work there.
My neighbor, I don't know, I can't remember what was the company. He worked for a root beer company, still around, but they always sell theirs in the glass bottles still. One of the few that does it. And I remember because all the time he would get free root beer from the company, be like, oh yeah, there's always extras reduction whenever they give to all the employees. So he always come home with at least a 6-pack minimum. So he would always give like one to me and my sister growing up all the time. So almost daily we had fresh root beer from the guy when he came back from work.
So if you guys ever go to a convention, I highly recommend, especially within Texas, there is a place that does soda, and they sell like a nice metal mug that's insulated. And I want to say it's like 20 or 25 bucks. And they give you a wristband, and essentially you get free drinks for the rest of the day. You just go there.
Shit.
Yeah. And,
Nice.
and the
I
following
might
day,
know that company.
it's
I have one of their mugs.
it's $5 the following day. So I think it's worth it because, like, you know, when you're at a con, you do a lot of walking, you get fucking thirsty. And the last thing you want to do is
I got my mug next to me.
spending lots and lots of money for fucking drinks and shit. And when you could just have a nice frosty, you know, mug of root beer or cola or whatever, it's fucking amazing. James Hurley says, I thought Avatar 2 would bomb like Terminator Dark Fate, but it's doing decent and good business at the box office. I mean, it's actually James Cameron. So this is Dark Fate was not directed by Cameron. You know, he just produced it. So I'm not surprised because Cameron is actually he is a talented filmmaker, despite the fact, as I've said multiple times, that this movie is very self-indulgent. But anyway,
what are the numbers looking like? Because I saw something.
I can go.
I thought it said like 150 million.
25,
like that. 100, 140, 150.
Well, it's probably going to be below expectations because it's 3
I thought it was
hours.
425.
I was hearing 130 unless they adjusted it again.
They can only sell so many tickets to it.
It's 134 currently. As far as where it's tracking,
They revised down the 170. Now is that domestic or worldwide?
Okay. Well, worldwide it is 434.
Yeah, because they're banking on China.
134 is domestic.
Yeah.
That's low.
So
well,
listen to
this
Midnight's
movie's
Edge,
gonna
and
hit
so
the
they're banking
billion.
on China to come out and really hit this thing up because it's one of the few movies they're allowing to open in China across the country.
Yeah. Valiant Renegade was talking about it earlier. He was saying there's maybe a possibility it could get to 1.5, maybe 2, if it gets some sort of tailwind, but
It'll make it to $1 billion. It's not going to make it much farther than
There's
that.
no doubt it's making $1 billion. It's the question is, can it make that $2 billion? Because that's the thing. James Cameron got in his own way with this movie because said the cost is just so high. Despite it being a roaring success, you put too much money into it. You just eliminated your success.
It's not going to make Maverick numbers just because of how long it is. There's some people.
No.
I'm not planning on going to see it because it's 3 hours
It's got
long.
nothing challenging.
The few people I know who've seen it don't want to rewatch it. They said it was beautiful. I loved it. And I said, you want to go see it again? They're like, hell no. I'm not investing another 3 hours. It's great. I only need to see it once, though. It was the same as the first movie.
But
It was a one-and-done experience.
Will the resurgence of people that want to be like go to Pandora forever and like get all depressed about it be like touted in the media?
Yeah.
Again,
Well, they're the same. They're about the same numbers as the furry population that adores those blue
There you go.
people.
There it is.
Right.
Thank
That's
you,
right.
Marksman. Thank you very much for a little
furry
bit of dose of
population.
reality there. Yes.
but are they going to? I think that's gonna. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be a factor in sales at all this time around. They
I guess
totally
we'll find
embrace the whole aspect.
My brother went and saw it. He thought it was cool, but he just said I was pleasantly surprised. He didn't say it was killer. He didn't say it was the best thing he ever saw. He just he made it sound like it was swallowable. If you understand what I'm saying, it's
Yeah.
you know.
But it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Gary had a stream earlier with Robert Myburn and a few other people, and it's true in the sense that everything now is so commercial. It's basically all of the action scenes in these movies nowadays are shot before the fact. They don't even have the vision of the director. So in true, when we see Cameron do something that has great cinematography, great CGI,
His vision, yeah.
his vision, you
Mhm.
know, and it's basically it's with all the shit that we've had for the last 3 years. Now we have something that's going to be marginally. Hey, he put some effort into this, you know. So then we appreciate that, but it's just a movie.
Yeah. Chris
It's
Gore
like
seems to
Reuben.
think it's going to do good, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
him say.
and that's fine.
But it's like I saw Violent Night, like what you're talking about, Ruben. That's what we witnessed in the theater. Was just the scene where they have the guy with he finds a sledgehammer, reminds him of the old Warhammer. He's a Viking, and there's a scene where he just picks up and you see he just reveres. He's remembering. You hear in the background the faint music, the battles in the background, and he just starts swinging it and just singing because it's one. The camera just rotates as he's swinging it, and then the military guys come in. And he just goes to town. You just see you don't see Santa Claus, the old Viking warrior with this sledgehammer bashing skulls, and it was just glorious because you can tell they were having fun with this scene of how they did it.
And that's good.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
I
good.
appreciate that aspect. I had the same feeling with Bullet Train. Bullet Train came off to me as some just pure fun.
Yeah,
and that's what I want.
Agree. Totally agree.
Because again, you get the sense that the way the actors were acting, that they had fun. The way that it was shot, you had fun. It made me have fun. I wasn't going there for something serious. It was to be fun. I want a fun movie.
Reuben, the funny thing is, I didn't choose to go see Bullet Train. My mom wanted to go see Bullet Train. She had knew nothing about the movie. She just saw Brad Pitt and said, "I haven't seen him in forever, and I love Brad Pitt. Let's go see this movie. It seems interesting." And we watched it, and I wasn't expecting much. I didn't know what to expect. And as you said, you can feel the heart in the movies. The same thing with like Violent Night. You can feel the heart where they just wanted to make a movie and entertain you and just have fun. And we just endured it like freaking, because Violent Night overall, it's a campy parody Hallmark movie because they purposely, I know, so my parents both watch Hallmark movies. I'm seeing it all the time playing in the background. And the normal life thing with the family in the background outside of Santa, I look at it and I see it. I was even my friends mentioned. They said, "Is this a Hallmark movie?" Because it's designed to be filmed just like a Hallmark movie, just over the top, and where it's all nice, sweet family. No, it's a rich, selfish family where they're all assholes.
I watched it
yesterday. It was pretty good.
Which one?
What was that?
Troll.
Troll?
I think I saw it on
about
Netflix.
That. Yeah.
What do you think?
Film, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, for an interesting take on a kaiju movie with, fairy tale aspects being what's driving the movie. I thought they did a good job on it. I would watch it again.
Cool.
I've been showing, I'm the Friday and Saturday resident manager at a rehab, and I've been showing the clients different movies off of my Vudu account. And I seem to be playing some of the same ones over and over again, man, because I see these guys for a month, right? And they cycle through, and they always pick the same ones, man. We're always watching Die Hard. We're always I've shown the Bird Cage, like I mentioned earlier, a couple of times, and one that I showed them this weekend is kind of like what Marksman's talking about. Me and my wife went and saw The Kingsman on a Valentine's Day when it came out, and didn't know what it was about. Was had no clue that it looked interesting. It looked like a British, James Bond knockoff movie. Boy, were we blown away when we walked out of the theater, and that thing really gained steam because of word of mouth, like Marksman's talking about this one. But I just don't hear that out of this Avatar movie. I don't hear that. I hear, it's visually stunning and yes, it's palatable and okay. What's outstanding
gonna
about
be
it?
like the
Well,
first one.
Spectacle to
Forgettable.
see in a theater.
right. You've got to go see it in the theater. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
all
that's
right.
the thing. Because again, if you're a student of history back in the Depression era, when they wanted to get people out to go, they basically did these over-the-top spectacular films. You saw the musicals came out to get people out of the Depression and start to spend money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This could be something that they're trying to do again, but I don't know. I don't see the quality changing until a very long time. But people are not going to want to go to the film, and if this film doesn't make it, this is the death knell of the theater for a while.
No, let me tell you something.
If it is, I'm saying if it is,
hearing that, and the theater will never go away. It may become more expensive to go to the theater, but it will never go away because guys like me will always pay to go.
Well,
If it's
it's
something
like,
I really want to see in the theater.
It's like record shops, It's
Yeah.
like you might lose the chain, but the small mom and pop is more kind of like a quote unquote boutique, I guess is the best way of putting it. Like a record store. That's how theaters will probably be.
Or the independent theater like we have in downtown Shreveport.
Yeah,
And,
right.
That'll still be around.
Well,
I might
diminish and become a different thing. Like dinner theater used to be extremely big.
Yeah.
And now it's a thing that some people go to and stuff like that. They don't everyone go. And I think the theater experience will be like that. I've seen more and more theaters around here offering a full service dinner. So you can get steak, you can get, fish, whatever. Right.
That's what
like you're going to a nice
my
restaurant.
brother and his wife do in Dallas all the time. That's how they go to the movies. Yep.
Yeah, just make it an event where you're going out and you're doing something, seeing those things. So,
But from my
I make it
perspective,
a point.
Go ahead.
I make it a point every summer to go to the drive-in. I mean, it's next town over. It's like 45 minutes away. But
I'm
they do
so
double
jealous.
features.
I wish
You're
there was a
in
drive-in
your own
close.
car. I love watching movies that way. I would always rather go see it that way.
Yeah.
But I do love the aspect of the stories. Marcus, when you're talking about, Joe's Atmosphere, you're talking about the fact that you're connecting with your mother. She wanted to go out to see a film. You had that experience with her. Again, that's what I loved. I love the fact that my dad, when we were younger, we saw the boys went to see Top Gun, and we just loved it. My dad was Navy, so then we had to go, and it was an experience, and I remember that. And it's special, and I want to capture that again. I want families to capture that again, and I hope that the quality of the films increases. That's what I basically say, because I really think that connection has to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a fracturing, how you mentioned, where we're going to see the chains go away. It's going to sort of split up. It's like what gaming right now is. The mainstream gaming bubble, people don't really point it out, but it is noticeable, is it's shrinking. The franchises that used to be so huge are getting smaller and smaller, more closely compact, more IPs on the sideway. And what's coming out in the middle and all around it? Hundreds and hundreds of indie developers, smaller scale studios. The middle tier is coming back again. That was once destroyed for like 5 years, is returning. Like just recently, this guy on YouTube, you can look up his channel, 2-Star, just released the game for $20. He announced it last year, and in 1 year, last October, since then, released it last week for one by himself. He was the only guy working on it. $20, one of the top games on Steam. You look at all the big YouTubers, everyone's playing this game. Markiplier, PewDiePie, freaking Jackson, everyone's playing, everyone's hyping it up, and this guy's just selling through the roof. Just one year, he's like, I just want to make a simple game, which is you're on an island, you have a train, you drive around the island, and there's a giant demonic spider train with spider legs that tries to chase you and eat you, and you have to kill it. That was the entire premise. Basic, simple, but it was fun. And everyone enjoyed it. And like the whole time he showed putting videos of him talking about it, building the game, the struggles, or even something that's simple is like a lot of work, but you can tell he loved it. He was enjoying it. Right. And finally, boom. And now he's after it. He's like, damn, everyone's it's going crazy right now. And he's like, I don't know how to respond. And that's really all it takes is, as you say, is like just entertain us. Like Bullet Train isn't a really good movie objectively. There's a lot of issues if you want to look into it.
Yeah.
Violent Night, same thing. A whole bunch of issues. But they do what they're meant to do, which is to entertain. It's like what Mahler said when he went to see Black Adam. It's like when my buddies went to go see Black Adam. We said the same thing. It's a horrible movie, but we all loved it because it knew it was a horrible movie. And it said, we don't care. We're just going to make sure you're entertained for the time you're sitting in that chair. And you're going to have fun. And that's what we did.
That's what it's all about, right? Is being entertained and having fun.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
It's supposed
to be.
Yeah. So James Hurley says, James Cameron didn't produce Dark Fate. he wrote the script, and killing John Connor was his idea. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I mean, it's been a couple of years since I covered Dark Fate. I honestly don't remember. And yeah, I think you're 100% on that.
He also fought about Arnold, but I can't remember if it was him that was fighting that said he didn't want Arnold in the film, or he was fighting to bring Arnold with the film. He was fighting with the producer, the one that came out later saying we were wrong,
Yeah.
I misjudged the audience. Yeah, they had a fight over Arnold, and I remember Cameron was part of that fight. It was between those two. One wanted to keep him, other one said no, we don't need him in this one.
I'm curious if Cameron learned his lesson. I don't know. Maybe he wrote Avatar 2 way before Dark Fate. I can't say for sure, but either which way, Terminator's dead. As a franchise, should never really been a franchise in my opinion. I was fine with just one Terminator movie. But anyway.
I only made it halfway through Genesis before I turned it off.
Genesis.
Not even halfway through. And I've never watched Dark Fate.
Yeah. The issue with all of the Terminator movies, it's the same fucking thing, right? You know, robot.
There's no stakes. Every time you win, it resets.
Yeah.
For me, it's it ended with Sarah Connor Chronicles and Salvation.
Yeah.
Well, Salvation for me was the next logical step, right? I mean, part of the issue.
That's what we always wanted to see. Wanted to see the war in the future.
Terminator 2, Terminator 3, they were basically it's the same fucking story as Terminator 1. Yep. Robot gets into the past, freedom fighter gets into the past, kill Terminator, somebody's saved, right? Somebody important to the revolution is saved. For me, after T2, which again, it's a movie I adore. I didn't need the movie. I'm a huge fan of just the first movie. Still adore the second movie. Like I said, it didn't need to happen. But if you're going to do it after T2, your next step should have been the war in the future, and you really could have made that a trilogy. The rise of John Connor, seeing. Well, actually, I would say that the second movie or should have been Judgment Day, actually seeing Judgment Day, and then you could actually have done. Well, you could have done a trilogy based off starting with Judgment Day, the rise of John Connor, and ultimately the defeat of the machines. That's what could have happened. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
The point of T2, though, was that Judgment Day would never happen, so you wouldn't have a war in the future.
Yes. Well, that's the funny thing about it, right? Is that they actually filmed the scene. They filmed the scene for T2 where there was supposed to be a Sarah Connor in the future where John has kids, and it's all like sci-fi and spacey, and you have like this kind of utopia, and that was supposed to be like the end scene, and that would have been like there is no more Terminator, right?
The epilogue.
It's done. Yeah. But they didn't do it. So anyway, WG says if you want a funny / cool sci-fi film, watch Turbo Kid. Great flick. I will check that out.
Wait,
if you want
the one
horrible funny sci-fi films, check out Mad Mardigan.
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
funny,
That's
speaking of
funny.
Terminator films, there's a writing blog. I mean, they have like a section where people put up prompts and everything. It was funny. There's one old one that's like really popular and loves where it's a similar idea, like based off Terminator. The difference is somebody goes back in time, and the idea is like almost, and it's basically they meet the person who creates the AI that goes out eventually starts genociding humanity, essentially like it'll be like the very version of Skynet. Goes to the movie, interact, they bond, but then you realize, oh, the person back in time is actually the AI that they built. And basically the whole story is when he built the AI, because people are like, oh my God, we have this thing, we can weaponize, we all this stuff for it. It caused a conflict, eventually led to the scientist getting killed and the AI retaliation because he sees the scientist as as his father who gave him life, wiped out humanity in his rage. And he says, basically, because he doesn't want his dad to die on his behalf, kills himself, removing himself from the equation to protect his father for it. It was like a story about AI and sentience that someone wrote, I remember. And it's still one of the top like prompts that somebody had because they were making it into a story. It's like you can still do a lot of things with that, but as they say, they only know how to just retread, as you say, the exact same story again and again.
Well,
and again.
the thing I had, my idea what they could have done is like if you really wanted to, if you really want to do the diversity route, what you could have done, it was a story about Miles Dyson's son picking up where his father left off, and the machine sending back Terminators to help him succeed.
Right. That would have been.
And then
cool.
you have John Connor in the present,
Ooh.
basically fighting against the Terminators, trying to basically save Miles Dyson's son and destroy the Terminators and prevent Skynet from happening. That's another story that they could have done.
Yeah,
right?
something that flipped the script. That was the great thing about Terminator 2, was that Sarah became the Terminator. She was going to kill the guy
Miles
that was
Dyson.
going to invent
Yeah.
Skynet. She became what she hated. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
And that's like fucking Pete Cameron, dude. Because that was such a good fucking story.
It was.
Same thing with Aliens, man. I again love that movie.
It is fantastic. They took a horror movie and turned it into an all-out action sci-fi flick, and it was great.
While still managing to keep the suspense, because they're like, we can't go. It's like Predator. Once you lose the horror aspect, you can lose. Like, there's a point where you lose the horror aspect, but that doesn't mean you lose the suspense aspect, because you still have that thing where it's like you say, where it's like it's tight gun. Like, you have this very close knit life or death battle, and it's a question of who breaks first. The moment someone falters, somebody's gone. And right there, you may not have the horror of the jump scares there, but you can still keep that tension that horror uses, where it's like any second someone could be gone. Oh,
well, because a lot of that stuff is like, I like to point out that basically Terminator is a sci-fi horror film. Same thing with Alien, right? Yep. And it's funny because both of those sequels were done by Cameron, and Cameron turned them into action films.
Yes.
There's still that element of horror with Aliens, though. I would say it's more of a kind of a horror suspense action film.
Yeah.
Where
kind of like Pumpkinhead kind of horror. Yeah.
Where Terminator is just, or Terminator 2 is just a strip action film. It's not horror at all.
That's an Arnie film. The first Terminator was Arnie not super famous. The second one was Arnie super famous.
Yeah. I'll tell you where they blew it, though, in the marketing of that movie was giving away the secret that Arnold was a good guy. Do you remember that? Do you remember the ad campaign for that thing? They
Come
gave
to
it
you
away in
on the
the
live.
first trailer.
Yeah,
I mean,
come to you on the
how
live.
impactful would that have been if we'd have thought he was a killer in it? I mean, really,
The only thing that they really should have shown in those is instead of
just the two Terminators fighting, maybe.
Right. But instead of them being different, have them be the same. So you have Arnie versus Arnie.
Yeah, because that's my issue with the second film is the whole liquid metal thing. It's like if the only thing that can go through time is basically organic matter.
How the hell did that thing get through?
How the fuck did that thing get through?
Right.
That is
It's
my
a big
problem with
plot
that.
hole. Yes.
Yeah, they at least
I've always had a problem with that.
Humans make it, so it's like some weird like biological nanotech used from harvest humans. They're like, okay, that really shows how off the deep end Skynet's going just to kill this person in the past.
The one thing I loved about the Terminator comic book put out by Dark Horse is that they captured one of the resistance fighters, shoved a laser gun in his gut, and went through time and then pulled it out. So you have these Terminators running around and they have fucking future weapons. Well, at least a future weapon.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
that's great.
Tempest,
just using carcasses as delivery system for weapons.
Well, no, he was still alive.
Yeah.
If you guys have not read Tempest, which is the story I was talking about, check it out. Yeah, I'm sure you can get it digitally, or you can maybe find the trade for it. Great fucking story. Love it.
I'll have to check with Excalibur, the guys I did the sign for.
Yeah.
I got a copy of
it. We got a super chat. Let me grab that real quick. From Demon Knight for $5. The third movie should have used T2 infiltration books, especially now as it uses an older Sarah and the origin of the T800 body. Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting.
That was the thing I liked about Salvation, has they actually had the T800 with the rubbery skin. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
James Hurley says, my favorite James Cameron movie was The Abyss.
The Abyss was good. It scared the hell out of a guy that's scared to death of drowning, though. Let me tell you, that movie scared the hell out of me.
Oh, it's a fucking solid story too.
Yeah, it's great, man.
That's the thing is like Cameron, when Cameron is restrained, he can make a great movie. And again, I want to say it's, since it was like came out in the 90s, one of his longer films back then, which I guess was about 2 hours.
I think it was 2.5.
Was it 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. The issue is that Cameron, God, he's so self-indulgent. I mean,
Yeah, and
a 3-hour and 12-minute movie, that's way too fucking long.
Well,
dude.
something else. He tortures his damn actors. Everybody that worked on The Abyss, they would never work with him again.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'll be honest with you.
half of them almost
Here's the thing.
drowned trying to make it. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes to get the best performance, you have to be a shitty person to your actor.
True.
I mean, just look at Hitchcock.
You got to know how to crack the whip.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't there Abyss had a second extended edition that had changed the whole story as well?
I don't know that it changes the story.
Oh,
well, that changes, but puts an environmental.
Is that the one where the
it.
Abyss has a crossover with the movie Sphere, and they kind of meet on the bottom of the ocean and all that? Nobody else besides me seen Sphere. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
I saw Sphere like a long time ago.
A big wall of water.
Was that the movie that came out on Sci-Fi?
No, that was a Dustin Hoffman film, and he and Rene Russo and somebody else, they have this anomaly that's going on in the bottom of the ocean, and they go down and investigate it. Okay. And it's a sphere that is alien. They don't know where it came from, and they discover that the ship that's at the bottom of the ocean is an Earth vessel from 300 years in the future.
And it's a Michael Crichton book.
Yeah, it's a Michael Crichton book.
You know, Jurassic Park, all that stuff. But it also had the chick from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, that played Maid Marian.
Rest Antonio or whatever.
Elizabeth something, I think.
Elizabeth Masterson something or other. Something.
Yeah,
Antonio.
Yeah.
It was a fairly good flick. There was a lot of mind stuff in it. So, but yeah. So it
book was better.
Dealt with underwater.
Dude, I love a good psychological thriller.
Mm-hmm.
That's for me. Like most horror films really need to be is a movie that really fucks with your head.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one horror film that has won best picture at the Academy Awards swept all the major 5 awards, and me and my wife always argue whether or not it's a horror film or a suspense film.
Which movie?
That's the Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. I argue it's a horror movie all the time, and he's
I
always
say
like,
thriller.
"No, it's a psychological thriller."
It's psychological. Well, again, the only reason why I say psychological, and the reason why I was going to say this is book, because when you think about the great psychological fuck with your head type of movies, it always goes back to a book. Case in point, Dracula, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, all about the whole idea, the fact that you yourself, humanity, can have a monster inside, that you yourself can be your own worst enemy.
Right.
Those types of books, the book can go into great detail. A great cinematographer will portray that in a film the right way, and then to have that psychological horror, like Kubrick was great in doing those type of things, setting up the visuals for those type of shots. Even like in Full Metal Jacket, you had the horror shots that he did, and that type of craft is lacking right now in Hollywood.
I 100% agree. So Bugalow Logic says Mary Elizabeth Masterson Antonio.
Yep,
it's legally a long name. I could not remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, but Reuben, how you mentioned how they do that, the horror film shots, it reminds me of this one World War II movie from the Soviet Union I seen. That's a bit infamous because of how graphic it is. The Come and See, about the Czechoslovakian, I was Czech rebel fighters, but it's like the Eastern European rebel fighters close to the borders of Russia. And it's just like the way he frames a lot of the movies. He does all these long horror shots. For me, like the movie's just solid military film, but the way he does it, it just adds to the psychological horror because you can see the kid as it's going through is just losing his mind and he's just breaking down. Because like that's where you have these scenes where it's like this scene doesn't make sense, and then it takes a moment for you to realize, oh, the kid's having like an episode right now. Like this may not actually be happening; it's in his head. He's losing it because of what he's just experienced.
Yeah, those are great flicks. The flicks that make you think, did it really happen or did it not? I mean, everybody loves the Terminator, but my favorite Arnold movie is Total Recall. Did it happen or did it?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
My favorite.
Makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
So would you consider something like Event Horizon to be a horror film? Or would it be sci-fi horror?
I'd say sci-fi horror.
It's
Sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror. Yeah.
It would still fall as a sci-fi, I think.
It falls in that. I mean, to a certain extent, you could say it's 2001: A Space Odyssey, with the music that they had, the dissonance music, and all of the suspense and things and stuff out there. There was a bit of horror around that because back in that time, there was a huge fear that computers would take over everything.
Yeah, no kidding. They were worse than us back then about them, weren't they?
Yeah, a very big fear. Well, coming out of the whole, nuclear age and stuff. My parents grew up during that, and they were very scared of what computers could do because they were replacing a lot of their jobs as came out of the manufacturing, doing all that. So they were very scared that it would get to that point. And you were having a lot of discussions about AI.
Still kind of a fear.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up. I was on a stream earlier this week, and it had to do with AI art. And no, it was last week. It was Christopher's show on Pop Culture Minefield. That was on a Tuesday. And he was talking about how much he loved it and all this other stuff, and had some people on there that were vehemently against it, didn't like it, and it was detailing how artists didn't like it. And I wasn't going to get on the show, but I ended up getting on there, and I told him, I said, look, it's just a tool. And I showed him some of ArtGerm's stuff, this digital artist that I love named Stanley Lau. And he does comic book stuff, okay? But he does it through Photoshop and shit like that. And it's really great. And I said, the computer can't do this. I look at everything he put up on that stream and how, it was like... they put in, because you can put in prompts and it'll produce stuff for you, right?
Right.
This AI will produce art, but half the time it fucks it up, gives it 3 arms and shit like that, but the pictures that it puts out,
infancy, right?
Right. It's in its infancy, but the whole thing, it's a tool. It's a starting point. Yeah. A real artist would take that and expand on it and make it better. You know what I mean?
Exactly, Joe. I agree with you. In fact, there's a best example because it actually, I recall, how many of you have seen iRobot with Will Smith?
A long time ago.
Yeah. Do you remember the scene with Sonny where he says, I cannot make a masterpiece, but I can make a great drawing? And he does the huge canvas piece. Like, think about it this way. When you come to certain things like AI, whatever, like if someone had prosthetic arms and they were able to do things perfect to exact measurements, whatever, would that still be valid or not? And it's like, yes, because there's one key. And somebody said it perfect. I remember which person I saw was cousin. He said, there's one reason that AI art can never replicate. And and this is where I actually super chat and asked him, is like, if it does replicate it, then is it an AI anymore or is it sentient? He says it's a personal touch. No matter what the art is, there is a slight personal touch that's always noticeable. And with AI art, everyone brings it up because I always mention it. There's something off because it doesn't have that personal touch. There is a slight flaw. That's what makes it unique. That's purposeful. The moment an AI gets to that point, because an AI will never replicate it, one that can do that is no longer like an AI as a program. At that point, that's something that has sentience.
Well, I think the big thing is
that I don't think people understand what AI means. These things are just doing what people tell them to do.
Well, at the end of the day, it's a tool like anything else. It's just like a paintbrush.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people that
those that are crying out about it, to me, they have self-esteem issues. They don't trust in their own talent or something. Because I look at it, and I'm like, hey, that's really cool looking. I think I'm going to get my pencils out and make something like that.
I think Miller made the comment too on one of the streams where he said, like, if you can be replaced by because he said AI art will never replace an artist. Artists will be better. But he also said, I think at one point he said, if you can be replaced by an AI artwork, your art's not good enough. You've been slacking and you need to get better.
Yeah.
Because a proper artist will always be better than the AI artist, he said.
Yeah.
So there's a book.
Lightning's got to go.
Okay.
Lightning.
Man, you've hardly said anything.
Right?
I was sitting here listening to the conversation. It was really interesting. But yeah, I got to get up early in the morning. Got to work.
All right, man. Well, thanks for being on and thanks for supporting me. I appreciate it.
No, not a problem. Enjoy
All
it.
right.
Thanks
for
a lot.
being one of Comix Division's jockstraps. All right.
Okay.
There we
go, Brandon. Right. You go.
Before you leave, Lightning, I should. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there we go. And we're not going to punch him out. All right.
He disappeared. Poof.
But when you talk about artificial intelligence, there's a book by Eric J. Larson called "The Myth of Artificial Intelligence." So there's no such thing as artificial intelligence. There is not.
No.
There's not anything. You're not going to reach sentient with a machine. It's not going to happen. And you would have, because even if you look at data, his positronic brain and all that stuff there, it's not purely mechanical. It's also part organic, and that's what blows out when all that stuff can happen.
It's
right?
told to do.
So you can augment your body and yourself, things like that. I think Elon Musk has talked about that, augmenting to send signals to your brain and down the nerve system. They're doing a lot of research around epilepsy and having certain electrical emitters and things inside of the skull. And it's miniaturizing those to keep people from having those seizures and back pain and, getting, because all the nerves are an organic way of sending electrical signals. They're much
I have
more
got a
efficient
paralyzed nephew that would benefit greatly from the research.
Exactly. And even if it's just something to give sensations and to start building up muscles and to doing things and stuff like that.
Yep.
And that's the help part of it. Where you run into this problem, it's the people that use the tool, and eventually it will be used for nefarious stuff, like the mRNA thing.
Yeah.
A wonderful technology to go in, and once we've discovered what a particular genomic sequence does in a particular set of genomic sequence sets, because remember, there's billions of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Once we know what that is, and we know about 70, if we can go in and turn it off, that becomes a medical treatment.
Yeah.
When I can go in and do what they did here recently, where I don't know what it's going to do down the entire chain. I have no idea. I may think, because the only way you're going to know is by testing the entire genetic code of the world. Mm-hmm. That's not happening. Yeah. But you do that, you're not going to know. But it's a tool, and you're affecting the bioelectromechanical body that is our organic stuff.
Whether it's good or bad is dictated by the user.
Exactly.
Yeah, not the technology itself.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with a lot of Elon's thing.
On the,
we're not. It's go ahead, Comix.
I was gonna say on the Rebel side, I got a comment from Lord Shax. Yes, he's funny because he kind of called me out saying I don't read comments, which I do. I don't always respond, man, but I do read them. But I do like his comments from here, which is basically kind of in line with what we're talking about the whole thing with AI. He says AI art bases its art on pre-existing art, literally stealing method, style, color style, look from different artists to make a new picture. And you're right, that is exactly how it works.
Mm-hmm. Well, all that stuff's over now, right?
At this point, the technology doesn't create; it basically will go and synthesize. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because if you think back to the whole thing with Star Trek, that was one of the things that Dana was complaining about. Was like the whole idea of him being original. He's like, all I'm doing is synthesizing these from these other original artists, right? Or these, violinists, because I think that's what he was playing. And it's the same thing here right now with AI art. It's just going out, gathering a bunch of data on art, and then generating something new.
That's it.
There is no creative process.
Splicing everything together, basically.
But, not so much splicing, but it's basically taking these styles and colors and whatnot. Basically, what he said, it is generating something new from that. So
it
there
doesn't
really
do
is
anything unless you tell it to do something. It only puts up
the
stuff
algorithm
that you
in.
tell it to put in.
The AI interprets it, spits it out.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the whole styles and everything, it's like that's what a lot of artists do. You look to other artists for style. A lot of people let their styles be influenced by other artists. It's essentially taking a lot of the work that an artist does to develop their craft and getting it all done in a millisecond itself.
I can tell you right now, guys,
like
when you see my comic book, it's going to look like a Walt Simonson comic book because that is my influence.
Yeah.
But it's going to be mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So
it'll be drawn by me, and it'll have my influences in it too. The stuff I like about him is going to be there.
Yeah. AI.
Yeah, the best way.
Go ahead, Reuben. Sorry.
The best way to describe it, from my opinion, and best analogy is your signature. We are all taught how to write script, or cursive, hopefully. And we're all
not
anymore, man.
I know. It's kind of sad, but the idea that you have like Adobe, you have your selection of signatures and you drag it down. There's no character there, and then we all have a unique signature. And again, I think it's important because again, we sign documents. That's you. People have to realize that.
In the future, they're going to pick fonts, but You and I can write in cursive.
Well, that's the whole point of the NFT, right? So there's a couple of points I wanted to make. Number one, NFTs are dead because Trump made his and they sold out in an hour. So now all the liberals are no longer going to go after NFTs. Having an NFT that is sitting there and saying this is unique to me and all that kind of stuff. It's the mark of the beast, and there you go. That was
the whole point.
Okay?
I think it's funny how the lefties were going and mocking the people who bought them. They were mocking Trump first off, and then all of them sold out, and Trump made like $5 million off of it, and now they're mocking the people who bought it. It's he
raised campaign funds. It's instead of it where hey, instead of getting nothing,
that's what he was doing.
I know. It's like, dude,
where
you guys
is
are
the
fucking
cost?
retards.
How much are those stupid monkey NFTs now? FTX dropped the floor out of that stuff, and those things went from being worth what somebody bought $150 million worth of one of those things, and now it's worth nothing. Yeah.
They were struggling to get $100 for one that sold for like $500,000. There was like, put it in the biggest buyer was
exactly because it's not uncopyable. It is copyable. You just got the first iteration of it. Big freaking deal. Yep. Superman number one's great because there's only one of them. I can't get any more, right? Yeah, that's why that's so expensive. But I mean, with the AI on the art, it actually stifles creativity because you're no longer pushing the boundaries with AI. AI can only go within the parameters that are set. After that, it doesn't go anywhere. The artist, the human, has to take that past that. So
it's great for somebody like me, Tox, because it saves me a step or two.
And that's what I was going is that I'm a programmer, and I did machine language code. My first program I wrote was on a PDP-11 where I had to enter in every 8 bits one at a time. Okay.
I feel so sorry for you.
So, but I know how a freaking von Neumann machine works. I can tell you that. And I've written machine code at the base level and all that stuff, and I can still break into any computer that I want to by using the knowledge that I learned from that because nobody's fixed it. But over time, the code that I had to create by hand, somebody wrote a library. So I used theirs. And then we decided this library sucks, this one doesn't. And over time, what happened? We got the best one. So now when I've got people that work for me that are artists and creating user interfaces for people who are colorblind. We're creating interfaces for people who have very low sight. We're creating interfaces for people who can't hear. And it affects everything that you're doing, these interfaces, stuff going on, and can we read this and all of that?
You're refining it,
But if we wouldn't be able to do that, if all of this stuff had not happened over the last 30 years and turned into a black box. So my developers are actually solving problems with that. You as an artist, it takes time away from all of the drone stuff that you need to get done. And then now you can create and do this. Yeah. But you can also choose to do all that other stuff, because the opposite of what I found is that the developers that I have no longer understand everything it takes. They don't understand they need to do this testing. They're like, oh, it just works. No, it doesn't.
No,
they throw stuff out there and they're like, oh, well, now I've introduced
test it in production.
Exactly. They used to get fired for that stuff, and now they're literally through DevOps creating testing in production. And if you go to a hospital where they're doing that, they're testing with your life, right? And that's the fight I'm in right now.
The issue, okay, so the whole point with DevOps was not to test in production. Obviously,
it was not. It's a tool. That's been abused to do
first
that.
Off,
and that was
DevOps,
the point I was trying to make.
DevOps is a philosophy. That's the biggest issue that people don't understand about DevOps.
It's a methodology.
It is a methodology. It is a organizational transformative movement. And a lot of it is to break down silos between groups, typically development and IT, and probably QA and some other stakeholders.
So it's a lot like anthropology.
That's the issue. No, I mean, literally, that's what DevOps is, man. And
no, I agree with you 100%.
A lot of people think DevOps is tools, and that's actually not the case. It is more of a, like I said, it's organizational transformation. You facilitate that organizational transformation by using tools, obviously, to make your life easier. And the
sounds like in the manufacturing realm, Six Sigma or lean.
It's exactly the same
a
thing.
philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now. Oh my god, it's just
I
funny.
said steak. Anyway, the whole thing.
When
with
you
the
said
show-
stakeholders, I said I got to derail him quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you use stuff like Jenkins and you use continuous deployment or continuous delivery or
Comix,
whatever you want to
The
do.
best one ever is from Microsoft. You must follow Microsoft's edicts and everything they say. Oh, sorry,
Anyway,
what?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Microsoft sucks balls.
It does.
I have to use it.
The problem is that you actually had stuff beforehand where you tested your code before you released to production, and then you also had a rollback strategy, typically automated rollback if it failed, right?
Right.
Because you can test it in prod. Yes, you can test in prod to make sure that things still function. Because not all
Control
bugs
test.
show up in the testing environment.
And that's the crash analytics and stuff and things like that that's out there now.
But the whole point is that now we've gotten to the point where it's constantly roll forward rather than rolling back. And the issue is that this is all Facebook's fault. This is what they basically started to do, is that because when you have such a large platform like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc., all this shit is hosted on multiple servers or multiple cloud instances or whatever. I don't know what the infrastructure is. I know Twitter uses cloud instances, and you're able to partition off those changes not from all servers, so only a segment of the user base gets them. It's basically how they roll out, like, okay, we're going to change something. We want to see if people are going to like it or not. So they'll deploy something out to a segment of their audience. And that, by extension, is, oh, shit, we found a bug. Let's fix it, and we'll patch it and roll out the fix, rather than going. And so, yes, that kind of testing has been de-emphasized. But unit testing, or excuse me, test-driven development, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ways of writing code, because you know you're going to get something solid, and because you basically know what all your use cases are beforehand, so you can test for everything. And it saved my ass a few times because I was a manager of a team. One of my employees decided to write a bunch of tests against somebody else's code, not our code, but theirs, against their APIs, really is what it was. They changed something that would have broke our platform. As always, we were the ones who got yelled at. But it was really, and we caught this before they rolled it to production, because we were smart enough to fucking write unit tests for somebody else's shit.
Yep.
So
when you got to, so government.
If I got to learn to
healthcare,
code, I'm going to get a beer. See you in a second.
Yeah. And that's a government healthcare and things and stuff like that. I'd much rather, test 1,000 times before I push stuff out there because of the criticality. That's why there's different methodologies for creating stuff. If I'm creating Spotify, I'm developing that in a different way than I'm creating an EKG app, right? Because I can't be wrong with the EKG app. Because if you are, they'll sue you into oblivion. And then that's it. Whereas with Spotify, Brahma doesn't get to download his, teen bop songs because he's a K-pop fan.
Oh, yes.
And
he talks about all the time backstage.
Every single bit of it. He's like
bourbon and K-pop.
That's right. He speaks fluent Japanese.
No, it's much worse. It's grunge.
It's grunge. Yeah.
It's all grunge.
Houston, we have Tech Nerd Liftoff.
Sorry, WG. I'll stop. Comics and I could go forever on this stuff.
Yeah, we really can.
Yeah.
Okay. Tree Rock
Just like
Christian
Reuben
says,
on a
what
lady,
the
he
hell
could
is
go
happening
forever.
to BitChute? A bank froze its assets. Wow.
Holy shit.
BitChute YouTube sync doesn't work. Well, it stopped working a long time ago because my shit stopped syncing like 4 years ago.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on with BitChute. Actually, it was probably like 2 years ago when it stopped working.
Well, they've had a lot of problems getting the cash to create what they needed to.
Yeah. Well, I know that they had the funding, and it went up back in 2020 when you had the whole shit. I'm trying to remember the name of that law. SIPA.
Oh yeah.
When that happened. And so basically a lot more people were supporting them, which was good because they desperately needed a competitor. And I don't know, man. I have no idea what's going on. I honestly.
They're still up. Site's still there.
But he says that basically a bank froze their assets.
Okay, let's see.
So I have no idea, man. That's if you got any more information, let me know. I still try and upload my content there, my videos. I still try and make an effort. because I do have an audience there, and I'm sure they want to watch my content. But these days, it's more kind of Odyssey and Rumble because it just my videos get vacuumed over there. So I don't know, man.
So the founder and creator of BitChute had his bank account frozen in blatant act of theft and censorship.
Wow!
So
Holy
something
shit!
that was posted 3 days ago.
Is this on Twitter?
It's on BitChute.
On BitChute.
Oh,
let me pull that up.
Oh yeah, we're not going to pull up the first comment that's there.
Oh.
It's the F and J's. I'm like, great, we're not doing this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, but I just want to mention this real quick because you mentioned like Toxic how NFTs aren't copyable. That's the biggest thing with the NFTs where like everyone missed the damn point is an NFT isn't copyable, but only within the sphere it's made in. And that's the key component. Every single idiot missed on that. So it's like, if you made an NFT, like you say, we have the emojis here for YouTube. If you made NFTs out of those emojicons, then in all of YouTube, the idea is in the YouTube system, you could not copy any of those. No one else can have the same exact thing. They will have to have something different. But outside the YouTube system, that protection doesn't work. It only works within the system it's built in. It's an ID code that you find commonly in games and people use for video game skins, whatever. The problem is the reason why it'll never be adapted is the idea is you can reuse the same thing through the entire system, but why would anyone allow that when they can charge you multiple times throughout that same system for that same item, like game skins, where it's like, oh, we'll have Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. We'll have the same skin in each one, but instead of buying one, that'll be NFT, you have all three. Why not just charge you in all three different ones?
Mm-hmm. Where did you find that information talks about BitChute?
I just put a link in there.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm reading it now.
It's mostly a video.
Mostly video. The last link I put in, there's an actual article.
Okay.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to find somebody reputable writing about stuff on BitChute.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's hard to find anybody reputable outside.
The last time I used BitChute was to watch 2000 Mules. A friend of mine sent me a link to it.
I paid for it.
I never thought this would happen.
Yep.
What's that?
Underground watching videos because we want to know the truth about certain things.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, you know what? What is it Alex says? If you can hear my voice, you are the resistance, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's again. It's like people again. I don't know whatever Gina Carano was accused of saying, or I'll just say it. They came for the whole speech. I can't remember what he said. They first came for and we said nothing. They came for each group. They come for. They're coming for everybody else. So it's just like
it's
time
the
to
frog.
They're working down the line.
It's the boiling frog thing,
Yep.
guy.
So I started reading The Naked Communist, which has been pretty interesting. And considering this book was written back in '58, and it basically kind of lays out the progressive plan.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got Gary was talking about.
That was the one that Gothix was talking about.
Gothix was, yeah. Okay.
My favorite one is still that that Russian operative telling you how they're going to break us down.
Yeah.
back in the 70s.
Bezmenov?
Yeah. 82.
Was awesome.
Hey, I gotta make this comment that was so beautifully profound because it was during Zuby's interview with Andrew Tate, and he made this comment which I think summed it up perfectly, which he says, if you're so weak and pathetic that I'm kicking your ass at capitalism and you think that you're turning everything to communism, you'll win. Let me tell you now, I'll still kick your ass in communism. I will be the one in the party and you'll still be in the dirt where you are now at my feet. And I was like, that sums up these people chasing communism to the way. It's like, they don't want to put themselves together, do the work, whatever. They're laying in the dirt, like, I don't want to get up. I just want to blame everything else. Oh, I have an idea, communism. Then automatically, I'll be the one on top. I was like, nope, you'll still be laying in the dirt, dude.
I have got a client.
Thing.
I have got a client, guys, at the rehab right now that the first day I met him, he taught me how to flip phones and make a bunch of money.
Oh, nice.
He did. And I mean, this guy is Indian, and that came to America, and he said, "Look, everything we do is to make money." And he said, "I can tell you right now how to make an extra $1,000 a week, right now." And he told me how to flip phones.
You just buy them on the cheap, flip
Just
them
buy
around.
them on the cheap on Facebook and flip them through, of all things, GameStop in bulk.
Yes.
So over on the Rumble
It's
side,
far.
Lord Shax has another comment, which again is relevant to the NFT thing. He says, "I'm an artist. I have no reason to create something new if people see no value in my work. But if they see old work and just want to take pictures of my work and use it to create their own version." Yeah.
It's pretty much NFTs.
Yeah, that's basically NFTs. Yeah. And I'd say to a degree, I mean, I would say that the AI stuff, honestly, is probably going to be used more for artists than anything. I don't think it's going to stop people from hiring artists or buying original artwork.
We're just going to see idiots try to exploit this. It's sort of like what Mike says. If you're a lazy artist, you're still be a lazy artist, and you're going to see some of them exploit AI art to pass as their own, but they're still going to be lazy. They're still ultimately going to fail, and we're going to see a lot of that. But for actual artists, like Joe says, you're going to take it, you're going to use it, have it the way to save you time, figure stuff out. Like imagine if the AI art, as you said, your art is based on someone else. If the AI did the same thing, it still wouldn't be like yours because it doesn't have your personal touch still.
I think the other thing too that you're going to see used for is proof of concept stuff.
Yeah,
it's beautiful as a
and
template.
something else it's creating, let me tell you, is I'm actually recording every drawing I do now so that people know I didn't produce it that way. So they see my hands doing it.
Right. Well, I mean, I've got this original piece
That's
of
one
art.
drawback of this. I have to be able to prove that I did it.
Yeah.
But
You know
what
what I
about
mean?
the ethical aspect in the sense that if let's say that you do a drawing or tell the AI to draw something and it's somebody doing something or whatever, or a video, you deepfake. What about ethics here? What do you?
That's the thing people ought to be
That's
afraid
the
of right
tricky
there
part.
is the deepfake TikTok.
Yeah, the actual deepfake stuff, like actual video or voice recordings, those are the things I'm really worried about is manufactured evidence for trials and using deepfakes to do that. That's the thing that worries me so much about this technology.
That's where we need to make strides in digital forensics.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
The whole thing, just going back to Running Man, what was the whole thing with that? They basically falsified. They basically defaked the main character murdering people, even though in reality he wanted to stop.
And that could happen today rather easily.
Interesting.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
So,
but guys,
digital
I have to
forensics.
head out.
Digital forensics. Sorry,
Okay,
what was
Marksman.
that? You got to head out?
Sorry, though. I got to head out, though. So before we go, I wanted to make one announcement. Do you guys remember that fan movie I mentioned, the Stalker fan film that was in production?
Right.
I just got the email and everything, saw the update videos. They just finished production on the film. They wrapped up. They're out of South Carolina. They're home. They're now splicing it together.
Nice.
Cool. Yep. So we're about to see just how well about, was it, $330,000 would get you when you have an actual nuclear reactor to play with.
Okay.
It's gonna be.
There you go.
But yes. Yep. But yeah, if you want to follow me, you can find me on my Twitch channel. I will be streaming later tonight once I get all these chores done. Be playing some Hunt Showdown with the new Infernal event. And you basically just see me run through Louisiana swamp on fire while fighting demons. It's going to be glorious. If you look,
wait, you're going to run through a swamp?
I'm running through a swamp on fire. Like if you look up Razorfist's stream from Friday when he first played it, I had the same exact reaction. When you hear the map loads in, the screen's black, and all you hear is just nothing but fire. And when the game loads in, you just have orange sky, black smoke blocking everything. It's like, oh, so this is what we're gonna be dealing with. I had this same exact reaction.
Yeah.
But yes, I'll be playing a lot of that tonight. So you can catch me there under Gentleman General.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you guys. Always great to be here. And you guys take care of yourself, all right?
You're the best.
right, take care.
Thank you, sir.
Later, Marksman.
All right. See you
I'll
guys.
punch him out.
Perfect.
Punch him out. No derpy frogs allowed.
No derpy frogs allowed.
Yeah, get the frog out.
It's one of those Tamagotchi things, isn't it?
Yep.
Gosh.
So the BitChute thing, they're in England. HSBC cut them out in 2017.
Oh, shit.
And so they had another bank. HSBC sent the money to that bank. That bank closed them down and sent it back to HSBC, which had closed their account. So the money was in limbo. So all of BitChute's money's been sitting in HSBC in limbo, making money for them since 2017. So banking laws in August 2021, after they didn't get resolution of HSBC, they went through the ombudsman and banking in UK, and they went through all that stuff and did arbitration. So they said, well, they got a new bank. They handed stuff over to HSBC, and within a week of handing over that information, a new bank account was suspended without notice.
Wow.
So now the same thing. So this whole ombudsman process starts all over again. So they've been telling this bank they need the money. So they put in the new money that they had in the bank. And then this stuff came from HSBC. Then they closed it out, sent it back to HSBC, and it's still in limbo. So these millions of dollars that BitChute has sitting out there that they've gotten in donations, stuff like that, making HSBC money for the last 5 years.
Sounds like a PayPal thing with that.
Yeah. Well, what's even worse, it's UK banking laws. You don't have the kind of recourse in other countries like you do in the US. You just don't. Damn. You know, it's like being in Canada. Oh, you have a hangnail? Have you considered assisted suicide?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it sucks. They've got to give Send Go out there that they're raising money to pay their bills.
That is insane.
Yeah, and they're kind of using the same. They're using reputational risk, which is the bank doesn't want to, be associated.
That's social credit.
Yeah, that's what that is at that point. Reputation risk. That's what they'll rename it.
You get that a little bit with the legalized pot and stuff too. Yes, it's somewhat because the federal government still has it as non-legal, but you get that with a lot of things. I mean, like companies I've worked for in insurance, I won't name any of them, but we don't do anything with legalized marijuana, and we don't do anything with like adult bookstores, porn shops, that kind of stuff.
Right. I can't do it. So it doesn't matter if you work in a hospital. It doesn't matter if your state is illegal or not. It's illegal for you to take any kind of drugs. And so if they find you on marijuana, you're gone. Yeah. Because that's a national certification. And that's kind of the problem with national certifications, right?
They override state.
They override state stuff. Technically, they shouldn't. But, I mean, you're going to the federal government legal branch to tell you that the federal government can tell you what to do. It's all very authoritarian and stuff from that standpoint. So, but,
well, I mean, I can understand certain industries having really strict regulations like that.
My wife was a nurse when I first met her around the turn of the century, and I quit smoking dope because she was going to be randomly drug tested, and I was not about to
put her at risk.
You put her at risk for secondhand smoke and that stuff things in there.
Yeah,
and they still do that. They still require the drug tests and things and stuff like that.
And that's understandable. I mean, you don't.
I don't want anybody to.
You don't want. You don't want somebody taking care of your loved one that's stoned.
Yeah.
You damn sure don't. So
because I mean, they say that there's there's a lot of side effects. If you smoke actual marijuana, it's much worse than for your lungs and cigarettes. And there's a lot of chemical imbalances and things and stuff like that.
So Shield Wall of Dragons says military is the same way, zero tolerance for weed. I can get that too. Yeah. If you're out in the middle of a fucking war, you should not be smoking out.
Well, alcohol is also another problem. I mean, do you want your doctor taking a couple of belts of Brahma's finest before he heads in there to start doing your vasectomy?
No, that'd be okay.
Nope. Heart surgery.
Depends on if he shakes like me without it.
I know, that's the thing. And, Dr.
Well,
Brahmabull,
and if you're shaking without it, you might have a problem.
That's true.
Yeah, it was a joke.
You might be Michael.
No, I'm making a joke too, Brahma.
But surprisingly, Brahma's proctology practice in San Francisco, through the roof.
Yep.
Through the roof. Joe almost lost it.
Careful, man. There's a beverage here.
I saw you tipping it. I'm like, damn, but it's turtle that's coming out anyway. All right. It's 10:30.
Washington came up short. If anybody's interested, they're kneeling it out. Giants win.
Okay.
There you go.
Ate the Giant.
Sports ball.
There you go. Hey, I have a sports ball show. I got to let the people know if they're watching.
Yeah. Brahma has
a sports puck show.
Yeah,
he's got a
ball
sports
show with
puck
only
show.
2 sides.
I want to see you guys review Slapshot on that show. That's what
that'll be for off-season stuff. We got to figure
I was
out
fixing
something
to say
do
you
during
got
the
to do that,
off-season.
man.
Oh, Goon. That's a good
Goon would be a good one
You
too.
know,
Yeah, but
Miracle on
Slapshot's
Ice,
the
that
best.
kind of stuff.
Slapshot is the best hockey movie ever made. I don't care what anybody says.
I just want to have
is.
Brahmabull sit through Mighty Ducks and Mighty Ducks 2 and Mighty Ducks 3 like 4 or 5 times to have to review those.
I mean, the opening interview with the goalie, with the radio guy, with the bad toupee, is just the best. It is awesome.
Hey, nothing beats Bob Uecker in Major League.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
Just a little bit
Just
outside.
a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, that was great.
And the guy
It was
tries to
funny
stop
because
him from
my
drinking
introdu-
straight out of the bottle. Tournament season, he just slaps his hand and cracks and starts drinking.
It's funny because for a certain generation, a lot of generations now don't even know who Euchre is. But for a certain generation, Bob Uecker was just the dad on Mr. Belvedere.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my introduction to him.
Career 200 hitter. So, yeah, I read a lot of Family Circus, and stuff like that, and the funny papers, as we used to call them.
Yep.
And he made a lot of Joe Garagiola jokes, which, unless you lived back then and knew that he was a 212 hitter and the catching spot for the Dodgers for a long time and for the Yankees, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Stuff from there. So,
well, it goes back to the whole thing with things that are timeless and things that are of its time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of those jokes obviously would fall flat because they're jokes of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are timeless, though. Another thing I showed the clients this weekend, we had them an hour before lights out, and we'd already gone through the movie for the night because I always show them movies. And I got on YouTube and I showed them the dentist routine that Tim Conway busted up homeboy on Carol Burnett. You know, where he kept
Harvey
he
Korman.
made his
Harvey
Korman. I'm having a senior moment. Harvey Korman. Yeah, I showed them that, and they were dying. They were dying. And the Indian guy I was talking about, he's 30 years old, never seen Carol Burnett before in his life, and he was laughing his ass off.
Carol Burnett was fucking
some things
hilarious.
are just timeless, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, the routine where he's sitting on the couch and
Yes,
it's
the
one that
elephant
led to Mummy
story.
Fame, and
Yes.
he starts telling the elephant story.
Oh my God.
He goes,
too
that
much.
fucking elephant. And they all just died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They couldn't
Yeah.
hold it together. And Dick Van Dyke's one of them.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest comedians ever, and he couldn't keep it together, man. Oh, man.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff in those shows, things there.
Mm-hmm.
There's and a lot of stuff you won't see again.
The one thing
Seven.
I wish Carlin was still around because I would love to see his reaction to what is going on with the wokeness right now.
Are you kidding me? If anybody's ever seen his stand-up, you know he'd be.
You know exactly
he
what I'm
would
saying
be
here.
making
Oh,
jokes
yeah.
plenty about it. He'd already have the movie that everybody wants to see made. Not another woke movie. That thing, the one that's going to end all of it. The one that's going to make fun of everything. He'd already be working on it. You know.
I would hope that, but there's a lot of edgy comedians that have just
Bent the knee.
shut up.
Exactly. That's the thing too. Is that would he?
I would like to
cave,
see whether he would have
or
stayed.
would he
true.
be calling it out?
Not
Yeah,
another,
he'd be
not,
calling
not
it out.
another woke movie. You mean like not another teen movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, typically when there's not
Yeah,
another,
teen movies.
whenever there's like Gary has mentioned this, whenever there's a spoof or something, it's it's the death of that genre.
Yeah, that's where I heard of that. Was from him.
God.
Friday Night
You know who the
Times.
biggest
They need to
joke
make
was?
this movie. Yeah.
The biggest joke I saw today was like Gene Simmons came out again and did the same thing again, talking about you've got to like conform and like, I'm like, what the hell?
Gene Simmons?
Yeah.
Get vaccinated. Protect everybody else.
You're
Stop
kidding
being
me.
selfish assholes.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, God, when your heroes go fucked up. Because I remember Kiss. Me remember Kiss Army shit.
Oh, that's my brother's guy.
The reason why they're like this now, they're not rockers anymore, right? They're not rebels anymore.
They never were
No.
rockers, man. They're businessmen.
No,
they
they're
always have been.
AARP members right now. But you're
Yeah.
right. It's also a business strategy. But basically, the fact that they're old and they're members of the AARP generation. There we go.
Hey, watch it.
They don't want to die, or they're afraid of getting sick. That's what it boils down to. It's like they're the ones that are, in my opinion, are being selfish.
But that's so strange. That again, I've been through so much shit in my life, but I am so grateful for being alive right now. So grateful being here right now. And I realized that over Thanksgiving, I love you guys, and it's like I'm at peace. So it's like I feel bad for these people who haven't really found peace. They found glory. I can say I am the richest man right now in this world because I am rich with friends and love, and I want to be mean to death because
and ladies.
That's exactly.
But
that's what I'm saying.
It really helps, Reuben, when every day you can look down when you've had a bad day. Just look down and look at your enormous penis, and everything's fine. You're like, God, my dog left me, and I've got this medical problem also, but look at the size of my dick. And I'll look at that. I can take this thing, I can make a lasso of it, and I can knock a bitch down 3 houses away.
Uh-oh, guys. We're all in trouble now. It's Mr. TickleTrunk.
Oh, God. Hey.
Did someone say massive penis?
That's right.
There you go. There he is.
Oh, God. It was Beetlejuice.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
See you, buddy.
I'm run down, but I just wanted to hang out.
Getting invaded by the liberals now, huh?
Yeah. Good to see you, man.
I know, right? Insufferable.
Those stupid civil libertarians.
Right.
What the hell?
Now, Reuben, you remind me of a guy that worked the front door to the nightclub I worked at. He was from Rwanda. He was part of the royal family.
He, too, had a massive, enormous penis.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He was called the Rwandan Long Dong.
Actually, his name was Amable.
He didn't fly. He took his penis and he just dropped it across the Atlantic Ocean and walked across his own dong to Miami. So there you go. Rwandan Long Dong.
Because you're the love doctor.
That's right.
Don't worry about it.
As they say about Drew, he has sex and then he walks for a week and asks the girl how it was for her.
I honestly thought you're going to get the way he travels is by using his dick as a pole vault.
Yeah, well, it's just sometimes it takes a lot of blood,
It's easier than making a dick a land bridge.
Yeah, see, most people have like 4 or 5 pints of blood. Reuben has 20 because, thing from there.
I thought it was 8 pints of blood.
8 pints, yeah, sorry. 5 if you're like a simp for a vampire.
Yeah.
Don't come to me for medical advice. I'm smoking marijuana over here. I don't know what you're talking about. You got a freaking Canadian on there. The next thing Mr. TickleTrunk's going to put in a private chat. Tox, you could try euthanasia.
Have you tried euthanasia?
Come to Canada. We have euthanasia, folks.
That's the smiling Mountie coming off. Hey, have you tried euthanasia today? I think it'd be great.
Rather than me shooting you in the face, have you thought about euthanasia?
That's right. Hungry? Try killing yourself.
I'm just waiting for the man on the street interviews, kind of like the women's suffrage ones. Do you support women's suffrage or are you against it? And everybody's like, I'm against women's suffering.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for do you support the euthanasia? And
euthanasia.
Euthanasia should be supported. They're starving.
Free Hong Kong.
We got to do stuff for the euthanasia.
So now
you got to support the euthanasia. They're fantastic people.
Since you brought up Man in the Street, where are we going to see Crowder at now?
Oh yeah, I saw that part.
Crowder will do his own thing.
Yeah, he's out of Blaze. They did him dirty
that's
too.
What I'm wondering. Where do we find him at?
Really?
I got to make sure I get all my stuff canceled over there.
Well, Blaze was supposed to do a, combined announcement with him, and they abandoned him.
Oh, yeah.
That show, Thursday.
Well, they also kept all of his email stuff for Mug Club.
Yeah, all the subscriber list.
They kept the subscriber list.
He has access to
he doesn't have access to any of that
stuff.
stuff. They just cut him off. Glenn Beck is a cutthroat bastard when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's
why he's still in business.
He's going to cut it, no doubt. Yep.
That's why you always have your own mailing list and not reliant on other people.
Yep, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there
I know
soon.
I know that he has the website Mug Club Forever.
Yeah.
You can go and register. I'm actually glad I didn't sign up for Mug Club because it's like, I'd just be
The real
canceling it.
question is, because he had to do Mug Club Forever, did he lose the access to louderwithcrowder.com? Because he actually had louderwithcrowder.com as a website too.
And
That's
he
where all the
probably sold
sources
all
were
of
posted.
those.
Okay,
and
it all
everything.
depends on the
it's both
contract he
lost.
has with the Blaze. So
I know, but the fact that he's not using louderwithcrowder.com makes me think that probably he doesn't have control of that anymore.
well, I think Mug Club Forever. I don't know if it has anything to do with that or if he just set the site up to basically have people sign up for his emailing list, right?
Right.
That could be the case. I don't know. Maybe he lost Louder with Crowder or StephenCrowder.com or whatever he has. But he'll come up with something else, I guess. And
I just
and
love
like I
his
said,
man on the street stuff. I want to know where I can see it. That's all.
it just all depends on what he had in his contract with the Blaze. So
Yeah. Which I think it's interesting because his contract was up. So I'm surprised that unless there was like some kind of weird non-compete or something written into it that once you leave, you own nothing that you were doing during that time, something like that. But all of his videos still belong to him because they were on YouTube, Rumble, and whatever. So it's got to be a very detailed and complicated contract the way it's starting to kind of come out.
So Lord Shack's over on the Rumble side is asking. He says basically, please explain why Crowder left Blaze. The Blaze. I don't know. I don't know why he left.
No, it's all speculation. The speculation's been out that it's really hard to work there. I mean, Eric July would know. I don't think anybody would treat Eric July like crap. And it could be that they came out with this one contract for stuff. And, Eric July had been talking to them for a long time.
Yeah, I was fixing to
And
say he doesn't have a bad relationship with them, from what I understand.
No, but he laid down the law up front and protect himself.
Yeah,
that's one thing that he's always done is he's always had his own back. That stuff, and I think that's what happened.
I know that a lot of people were like, "Oh wow, the Blaze," and what's his name? It's like, yeah, sure, I'd love to do something with you, and not basically say, okay,
but I'm not handing over my entire brand to
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I think some people would. I'm not gonna say would do that, but basically like, yes, I would love to do this. And
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, not take the initiative to protect themselves. I respect what Eric does. He's like, if I'm gonna do this, these are my terms. A lot of people do that. Everybody, quite frankly, in my opinion, needs to do that. You need to look.
That's
out
the
for
waters
yourself
I'm
to
fixing to
protect
get
your
into comics. That's the waters I'm fixing to get into with this comic book. I mean, there's crowdfunding, there's Kickstarter and Indiegogo and stuff like that, but I'm not known. There's other venues like Image Comics and oh god, what's the?
I would. You're better off self-publishing at this point.
Yeah, that's there's certain publishers that will let you keep the IP, but I'm going to have to navigate some really shark-infested waters to get that done. I mean, I'm going to have.
Have you talked to Ninja yet, Jay? Joe?
I talk to him occasionally through his streams and stuff.
Okay.
Not personally though, but yeah, that's one of the guys I'm going to tap into when I'm ready to start publishing this thing.
Yeah, and Glenn Beck does own the Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
but
originally.
You understand what I'm saying? I want to get into something that I can keep the IP, but I don't. Shoot, self-publishing. I don't have the money for that.
Well, I mean,
man.
but that's the rub. Okay, so
yeah,
I work for a paycheck. I am a slave to that paycheck.
Yep.
All right, that's just the way it is, and that's the definition of the word. Being someone in business for yourself, you are a slave to that business. You have a lot you have to do. You are responsible for those things. You're responsible for paying those bills. And there is safety in getting a paycheck and having somebody else deal with all that crap, right? That you lose the independence with those things.
You do.
Right?
You do.
So
and
if you go into it,
and one thing that comes with that, and this is from 30 years of doing it, laziness comes from it. But now that I'm in a sphere where I'm starting to make money for myself and trying to protect myself and stuff like that, there aren't enough hours in the day for me now.
Right.
In a good way. You understand what I'm saying? I almost don't want to go to sleep because I've got so many things to do. And it's just, it's a different world. You get complacent sometimes when you've got a job like that. You know, I never would have done this comic book unless the plant I work for shut down because of the virus of unknown origin.
I think
like
that the biggest thing that when it comes to your reliance on somebody else, it's like the same thing with the system. You know, it's the reason why I prep. Is that if there's a failure in that system, you're screwed. It's the same thing with your job, and the reason why people should have alternate forms of income. Are you wanting to say something?
Just ignore me. This is for later.
Oh, okay.
I realized I couldn't put my hand up, and I googled white guy sticking hand up, and I found a lot of very inappropriate images. So for next time when I need to say something, I'm going to pick this thing up.
That's hilarious,
That's
dude.
funny.
Turning into Culture Casino.
Yes, he is. But yeah, I mean,
now get another hand that does this.
Right? Yo!
I gotta get
something. Burning that. Here it comes.
But at the end of the day, even though you have a job, you should make sure that you have other means of having income in case you do lose your job, because shit happens. Life is happening. I mean, look at all the layoffs that are happening right now.
I never understood the whole pay yourself first thing from my dad. Never understood it until I had the family or had a house, lost a job. And
You
I'm
pay
like,
the cobbler.
Oh, I get
you
it.
Pay, you pay the milkman. You pay all these people. Why don't
But
you
I pay myself
yourself?
first. Pay myself first, right out of the top. I have a certain amount of money that goes in there, and I'm buying hard currency with that stuff. That's
If
what
you
I'm
guys
getting.
have not read a book called The Richest
making the
Man in
transition right
Babylon,
now.
read that book.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Toxie, you're correct. Paying yourself first is just analogous to the same thing. Love yourself first. You have to know your worth first. And the thing is, like, men
That means a
today
different
are-
thing to Tox.
That's not a problem.
But I'm saying men aren't valued. We're being not valued. We have to take our manhood back.
Well, what
That's what
Tox
I'm
was
doing.
saying was play with yourself first.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyways,
Huh? What? I don't know what's going on.
no,
We're
but
getting pretty
you're
close.
right.
You know,
Ruben's
the
right.
beginning of that
Ruben's right.
sounds too much like a gulp, man. You need to work on that sound. Really.
It's actually the name of it is called gagging.
Oh God.
That's the name of it. So now, Joe, you know what fully it's about.
When Cinderella gets to the balls.
You know what she says when she got to the ball.
You need to be gentle with her. Jesus.
Oh yeah, Reuben's giving me advice on being gentle. Yeah, being smooth.
Man.
Oh, look at that! It's a pepper dong.
Yeah, it's a pepper for later. No, it's for later. Ignore it. It's for later.
Ignore this thing. Oh.
It's my pepper
Don't worry
butt
about it.
plug. I don't know what that's there.
It's a pepper. Look, it's a pepper.
Dude, it looks
That's
like a
one
fucking
spicy
penis.
pepper.
It's scary. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
why'd I do this?
You know what? MrTickleTrunk
Ruben
just
has
pulled
one
that
of
out
those in
ass.
his nightstand drawer.
He
I'm
does.
just wondering why you had to twist it off and burn it on the end. That's what I'm wondering.
Hey, Reuben.
This stream is so fucked.
We have derailed ourselves.
Oh wait, comics, are you monetized?
Not anymore.
Oh, sorry.
He's gonna give back. He's gonna have to give back all the super chats tonight, man.
Let me see. Are we still monetized? Let me refresh.
Were we ever monetized?
Right.
Yes, we are. Here we
All
go.
right, yay!
Well, it's funny because typically,
It's because I'm a Canadian.
Oh, that's right. You're not going to get demonetized. They're just going to ask you to commit suicide.
Yeah, exactly.
Typically, I'll get hit for two things on membership streams for
self-delete
some
your
reason.
channel.
I always have to go, yes, this really is advertiser friendly. Maybe not this one. I don't
It's
know.
food.
It's a pepper.
It's literally a pepper that looks like a penis.
Yeah.
And he pulled that pepper out of his ass.
Depending on your pronouns,
Yeah. That is a pepper.
yeah.
Let's not forget, there are youth-appropriate channels on YouTube that play dick or dildo.
Yes.
So,
Really? Are you serious?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yes. Crowder talks about that all the time.
Wow.
He's
Now
so
I'm
furious
depressed.
about that.
I'm depressed.
All ages shows that is literally two gay guys playing. What did I just put in you? A dick or a dildo?
Yeah, and it's age appropriate on YouTube.
Yep.
Holy
So-
fucking shit.
Look at
I
at
brought
Twitter.
that up before.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have.
You think I was joking?
4,500 people gone at Twitter, and all they were there to do is to police the wokeness. That's it. They even had T-shirts.
Yeah, I know.
All the stuff that's seen from there. YouTube has more money, and they have more content. They've got tens of thousands of people doing this shit.
Well, they probably don't. They rely on the AI mechanics to do
So they
it.
say. I mean, we also
No,
proved
they
that
have to.
the
They have to. There's
that
no
the
fucking way.
tax. Yeah, we
No
proved that the
fucking way they can do
IRS
it.
was going after every. Oh no, they are. But I think there's more human involvement as well.
Well,
There's
there
also a lot of-
definitely is, but I would say I think this team is probably no more than 500 people.
Where do you think those 80? Well, okay, the 87,000 IRS agents. They're going to use the process they've created through all of us going into Quicken and into it and all that stuff, and none of us are doing our taxes by hand anymore. So now they know, and we can't even. You just do whatever it says. This is the best that you're going to get. Press the button, off you go. So they already have all that. They'll just come after you for any kind of stuff that you put in there. Basically, what they're doing is coming after small business and all those kind of things because that's the last bit that can squeeze out.
It's the
of what's
reason
out there.
why I have a CPA doing my taxes.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
fine.
right. It's the reason why, and this is such a bullshit thing that the left has been throwing out there. This is the reason why we need to tax the billionaires on unrealized income. And it's like, you fucking retards. You don't understand. That is also going to be used against you. Talk to your fucking CPA about it. I talked to my CPA about it because I knew that this shit was going on way before they're going after Elon about it. They're going after you first.
Yep.
Talk to your CPA, and my CPA is like, yes, this is bullshit. I hope to God this does not pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unrealized income is not fucking real. Okay.
Right, because it can disappear the next
Because
day.
it can disappear.
Look at the
next
NFT
day.
stuff we were talking about earlier.
Just look at the stock market. I lost
Yeah.
$7,000 in the stock market because of the economic downturn. Okay. A year ago, I could have been taxed on that $7,000. Well, that $7,000 is gone. It is
never existed unless
unrealized
you
gain.
cash it out.
Exactly. And that whole thing is fucking bullshit. Do
Unrealized
not
gain, yeah.
let that shit pass.
That's
It will
the whole
fuck
point.
you over.
And
That passes, and you know why? Because they're going to do it to your 401k.
Yes.
Because that's the only savings plan that you're going to have left.
I told
So-
these. I told these. Not that it's going to happen. I have no idea, but
It was a
did
good
predict.
intention from Richard Nixon, who was a pretty smart man and did some great things, Title IX, some other stuff and things in there. But it just shows you can have good intentions, but if you put this stuff out there, right, and you have a government run it, because I'm all right, I don't need to worry about my own retirement. The government's going to help me handle that. And guess what happened? The government's going to take your life over, because that's what every single government has done in the history of time. They have taken away the rights of their citizens because it is a self-eating thing. They have to take in more.
Constantly ceding power to the government.
This is something that pissed me off to no end about government budgets, things like that. When they tell you that they've cut their budget by 5%, they've actually increased it by at least 5%. And the reason is every single government, state and not so much local, but state and federal government, every single one of them run off an accounting policy where every year they get 10% more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been running for a long time. So you wonder where the deficit came from, because there didn't used to be a whole lot of deficit after like Eisenhower and stuff like that. It's because they passed this budgeting law. Bill Clinton, wonderful guy. So they passed it there. And then every year since then, you've seen how much the federal government's grown and how much the deficit's grown, because the FBI, as opposed to saying, oh, well, we've got enough people. And it said, no, we have to spend 10% more. And the way it's set, if you don't spend that money, you don't get it in your budget the next year. So, of course, they're going to spend all that money. Wondering
So at
why
the
the
end of the year,
CIA agents are
fire
getting
sale.
60 or 70 of them together and going down to South America to have sex with hookers. It's because of this fucking accounting stuff that they've set up.
Yeah, it's
Right?
bullshit.
Todd,
If you don't spend the money, you don't get the money next year. So you're going to spend the money no
when
matter
I
what.
lost my job at Libby, they had a an hourly wage supplement. It's RTAA, I think, is the acronym. And what they did was they took what your new wage was, subtracted it from what your manufacturing wage was whenever you lost your job due to no fault of your own, right? Plant closure, right?
Layoff.
Exactly. No, this is a plant closure. You're done. It's gone. Your job is gone through no fault of your own, right? It happened because of COVID. Anyway, they take, check it out. Superman's on the screen. Tim Burton's Superman, anyway. No, they took half of it. They took half of that number, the difference, and they would give it to me with my new pay rate, up to $10,000 or 2 years, right? I tried to get this for the entire first year and a half. They jumped me through so many bureaucratic ropes and hoops, it wasn't even funny. Then all of a sudden, and I'd given up on it. I kept all the paperwork I needed to get this done, but I had given up on it. I was like, hell with it. They're never going to give me this money, right? Yeah. They called me last September and said, Mr. Rivers, we're in town. We'd like to get your stuff done, because they needed to spend the money because, as we all know, the government's New Year starts October 1st, right? They zoomed my shit through, and I got a $10,000 check the week before, the last week of September.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the one thing, I had been trying to do it for a year.
One thing I find really fucked up is unemployment is taxable. It's like, this is basically coming from your tax dollars. I mean, not necessarily your tax dollars, but it's taking out of your check.
Our tax money is given to somebody and then taxed.
For you.
Yeah, that's big tax. That's just, that is unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. But I'm not surprised. That's our government for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, never give up your rights, guys, because they will never give them back.
Yes, and that's the thing right now with the whole thing with the unrealized taxing unrealized gains is basically the government is fucked right now, is my assumption, and they're looking for ways to get more money, or they're trying to make us poor. Yeah, it's like Talk said, they're going to go after your E-Trade accounts. They're going to go after your 401ks.
Yeah, this week's going to be very critical right now. There are a lot of things happening.
Oh, you know what else is happening? All right, all that stuff's going away, and the borders are going to be wide fucking open again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, there's still a challenge to it. We'll hope that.
Oh, speaking of challenges, so you know that we got that wonderful law that's coming up here in Illinois that is going to make assault weapons. Yeah, whatever an assault weapon is, and hey, guess what, folks? A handgun is an assault weapon. So is a knife. So is a 2x4. What? But anyway. So they're going to take that away. Well, they modified the language because everybody said, wait, the police can't come over and take vagrants off of my property and I can't touch them either. And everybody went nuts. The second thing that happened is that Iroquois County here in Illinois told the state legislature and the governor that they weren't going to enforce the unconstitutional safety first law. So the entire board for that county unanimously told the state and the governor to fuck off, and they weren't going to enforce it. So there are other counties that are starting to get on board with that.
Good.
And it's that same thing, the city versus the rest of the state, right? Chicago versus the rest of the state. Well, you know what? What works in Chicago, which may be
ain't the same for the rest of the state.
More gun laws, more gun control, doesn't work anywhere else. But as I've said before, what happened on the 4th of July? That young man that killed those people in that parade, right? He did not have what, in quote unquote, an AR-15. He had a PC carbine, which is basically a pistol with a 16, 17-inch barrel. And he wasn't supposed to have it. He had mental issues. His dad didn't put him in where he was supposed to. He got flagged, was not supposed to have the firearms owner card, was not supposed to be able to buy guns, wasn't supposed to be able to do all that. But because his dad was a rich donor and had been a politician and had money, he got that stuff smoothed over.
Well, have you realized, Talks, that all these mass shooters recently that have come out, They are on the FBI. They are being watched by the FBI, but the
Owned
FBI
by
has yet.
yeah.
Exactly.
But yet they want to implement more gun laws on people who are actually obeying the
Now,
laws.
why isn't the FBI saying anything about that and pulling this stuff out? Because the FBI doesn't want you to know just how much they've gotten into your life. They can track. They know all these people, and some of these people
that's
haven't
what the
shown
Twitter
up in the
files
system.
is all about at this
And-
point.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
they also don't want you to know how many times they let people fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
Because like, how many people are they stopping,
Intentionally.
and how many people are they letting through that do this kind of thing?
Well, that's
Right?
the thing I'm curious about. How much of this is actually them being incompetent, or how much of this is actually them being aware and not doing anything about it because they want a specific result?
Are they restricted?
This is
by
them
laws?
focusing on something that they want to focus on and not what they need to be focused on.
Yeah, but are there any legal
mean,
restrictions that they might?
Well,
that
Kind of
they might have
like,
to
kind of
abide
like with
by?
Twitter, we're not focusing on the CP, but we're going to focus on people who might have talked about January 6th in a way we didn't like,
Yeah.
or might have been
Just-
supporting a
just remember,
president we didn't
folks,
like.
If the FBI is failing to do something for you, like if they're failing to investigate a crime, just remember the crimes that they're currently investigating are on Twitter, and they're not actually crimes.
Right.
Yeah. Just remember that.
What you got to
So,
remember,
Tox, you're-
what you also have to do is ask yourself, why is the evening news want me to pay attention to this? That's
It's all
what you got to ask
distraction.
yourself.
It's all
Because you
distraction.
spread it.
When
Yeah,
they
that's the
show
thing.
you a story,
The more sensational,
ask yourself,
and
why do they
yes,
want to show me this?
the more sensational bad news is, the more likely you are to share it. That's why they do it.
Yep.
And then the more likely you are to watch it.
And
Just for ratings.
like I said, I am no longer going to stand for this stuff. I'm going to call it out in my way. And my way is to basically just be a beacon of light and just basically laugh at it and say, no, I'm going to be beacon of goodness. And I have to I have to try. I'm trying something different. I maybe like Martin Luther King did, where to be has some empathy, and I don't care what happens to me in that regard of if anybody tries to hurt me or hit me or whatever, because I'm going to I'll be the difference that's going to start at least doing something, because I'm just done with this. I just don't like all this pain that's going on.
By sharing your penis with the world.
So, Tox, let me ask you a question about what you were saying earlier with what your county is doing.
No,
So-
not my county. It's a different one. I live in
Okay.
Crook County.
That's how he lives
So
in
a
Cook
different county.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's basically declaring themselves a sanctuary county for the Second Amendment, right? I mean, they're
okay,
basically
now-
using the same stupid rules that
No.
that they've
No,
used,
so-
or what are they doing?
So what they said in their filing, and Guns and Gadgets is a great YouTube channel for Second Amendment stuff. Great one.
Mm-hmm.
So what they said in their filing is that the governor of Illinois has failed in his oath to uphold the Constitution, because they all swear to that where they take office. Okay. It's saying that all of the senators, state senators that voted for that, have failed to hold up their oath to uphold the Constitution. And it's saying that the state reps have failed to hold up their oath to the Constitution. So it's this bunch of whereases and there twos. Bam, 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 bam. It goes down about 16 of those. Gets to the end. Because you have basically given up your oath of office, you're not following your oath of office. We feel that you are all invalid as elected officials. And
So they're
given
taking
that,
it to a different level.
right, given that, the county authority around here is what's important. So back in COVID, when that happened, the governor could say 30 days, we got to do it. And then he could be given emergency powers to do it for 60 days by the Senate and the legislature. They all voted for him to have that power. After that, it had to go to the municipality, so the city level. And so that's where, my city has still voting these emergency powers to themselves. But at least it's local. And there's a lot of them down south in the different parts of the state that have put that out. So what this county is saying is that the legislature and the governor are no longer valid government of the state of Illinois because they are not upholding their sworn duty to the U.S. Constitution because
Is the
of the Second
county
Amendment
sheriff
stuff.
on board with it?
100%. So every single
Okay.
county board member, every single county official, all of them signed it. And the sheriff, county sheriff, is the ultimate authority.
Yeah, that's
Over you.
and the farther you get away from the municipality, that's the person that's in charge when it comes to things like this.
Right, because the sheriff is the law enforcement official that has been elected by you.
Right.
Right. You vote for your sheriff.
Yeah.
So that sheriff
Down here in Louisiana, we call them parishes.
The parishes, right? So you got and they're different. You got commonwealths, you got parishes, you got different things, and how that stuff. The governments are all different. Not every state government has a Senate and House broken up the way that the federal government does, right? It would be better, I think, in my opinion, if they did, but whatever.
Well, that goes back to the whole states' rights thing.
You understand the entire reason why I asked that, because the law enforcement side has to be on board for you to get anything done.
You go, so you go into a county, and the sheriff, you as the FBI, CIA, marshals, and police and state police and the highway patrol, they have to have permission from the sheriffs to do that. And to do that job. So when Nancy Pelosi wanted to make the Capitol Police have authority everywhere in the United States, that was one of the first attempts to federalize a police force above elected sheriffs.
And that is such a bad idea.
It is a huge
bad idea.
But that's the way it should be. Sheriff says no, we're not going to do that. This is because the sheriff is. The sheriffs are going to get elected for 2 to 4 years, depending on where you are. And that's who I voted on to be the justice, just like I vote for judges.
Yep.
Right.
All right, guys, we need to start wrapping things up. And I do have some super chats and stuff over on the stream element side. The Comrade Nerd for $10 says, tomorrow I'm doing a stream until I drops to celebrate 1.8K subs. If any of you want to come, even on for 5 minutes, it will start at 10 a.m. and go on till I pass out. Thanks for the inspiration. Merry Christmas. Yeah, dude.
I'm a nerd.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, dude. Shoot me a link. I'll be at the ranch tomorrow, but I can definitely pop on for 5 minutes just to say hi. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah.
On Twitter, he was trying to figure out Rumble. Rumble, if you've got, I think it's now down to 50 subscribers, you can stream for free. Otherwise,
I gotta
pay
get
the
to work
$10.
on that then. Yeah.
I would say. To me, honestly, I've been paying the $10 because the rule hadn't changed, and my understanding is I'm somewhat promoted in the algorithm because I'm actually paying them the $10 a month.
Okay.
So my streams are getting 12 live viewers, but I'm getting almost 100.
So you're doing
views through the week.
bourbon and boarding on Rumble,
yeah,
right?
I do the Rumble side of it, and I pay for it, and I'm getting more views than what 70s is getting. Through the week on Rumble, it is getting promoted to a degree. So the $10 may be worth it.
All right. Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Because I thought about doing it myself because I wanted to get on something else besides this. Yeah.
Well, they're not.
You got to diversify.
Just like the Wu-Tang Financial, you got to diversify.
Well, they're not throttling, and if
you're
actually paying them.
Yeah.
WG for $10. This was going to be $1,000 super chat, but Toxic Man Flu said I should pay myself first. So the $990 back to me. You should pay yourself first.
Pay yourself, son.
That's right.
Also, the Common Nerd became a member at the I'll buy that for $1 level.
Your producer just took $990 out of your pocket. You better work for free the rest of the year.
Well, he's kind of right, though.
The next 2 weeks.
You'll have to watch the credits to see what kind of member I am.
I enjoy doing this stuff. I would have gone nuts if. Well, I don't know. I've got so much shit to do between now and Thursday. Maybe not, but
right?
Yeah, you
ain't got time to breathe, brother. I just finished that week. What you're living right now, Tox? I lived this week. I just wrapped up Christmas commissions. So yeah, I didn't get any sleep this week. I was drawing all week long. It was worth it, but
you guys wouldn't believe how much Tox is doing backstage. Right
I know.
now.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
I've been super busy, haven't been able to be involved in this one like the She-Hulkies, but I see what's going on, and yeah, we started writing stuff in like August, and then we did the She-Hulkies, and then it just kind of got put on the back burner, and then it was like, oh crap, now it's December. So
look at that. We have 2 weeks to get this shit together.
Tox is working. No, now we're down to like,
it's
6 days. But I mean, Tox is working his ass off.
You should see some of the songs. Tom has come up with some great stuff, and No Green Rocks is helping him out with some video. And we've got some good stuff planned. We just got to figure out how to deliver it because we may not be able to upload everything to StreamYard. So that's your job, Comix.
Fair enough.
Now, well, that stuff.
Just let me know where it's located.
I know.
We'll talk
my
about it
machine
later.
kept blowing up. I've got all kinds of excuses, but machine kept blowing up, and we were talking about it, but yeah.
You're gonna get there, brother.
Tox is
Worry
doing
not.
good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to give a huge shout out to Tox, Tom, and Culture for getting all this shit going. And obviously, Green Rocks and everybody else I've forgotten.
Mad's going to be on too. He's pretty excited. You know, he used to write comedy.
70s.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, Mad used to write comedy.
Mad's trained in improv.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's already had a couple of things. This one song that Tom did, Mad's like, you know what? If I could get my girlfriend to sing like a rebuttal to this song, it would be great.
I saw that.
Oh man.
Kind of like Baby It's Cold Outside.
Oh my god.
Get the female intruder involved.
Tox, the channel you mentioned, it's a round American flag with a Second Amendment.
Guys out
on
of
the bottom?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's got his own coffee company. That guy's got it going on. He's sticking it out in Massachusetts. He's doing.
I just want to make sure I was subscribed to the right channel there.
Yeah, he puts out a couple of stuff a day, and he got me on the Gun Owners of America and stuff like. And you know what? I'm not the crazy kind of everybody showing like 4,000 guns kind of people. All right.
No.
You should. It's a tool. I need to be responsible with it. And those who are not responsible with that tool, I want them fully prosecuted to the extent of the law. Absolutely. And there are plenty of gun laws that if they were enforced, things would not happen.
Well,
now,
that's kind of the issue, right?
Going to go crazy.
If these things were actually enforced, we wouldn't have the. I'm not gonna say we wouldn't have these problems, but the issue is that they want to pretend like we don't have laws to stop this stuff. And this is the thing. I was talking to my wife about.
You can't do anything.
I was talking to my wife about SBF and the whole thing with his crypto collapse, right? And she's like, "Well, there should be something to stop him from doing this." I was like, "There is." It's like, in case you haven't noticed, criminals don't follow the law.
Right?
Yeah. It's like he. I mean,
Always
there's already
remember,
laws to
ask
stop people
yourself
from
why they
doing
want you to
Ponzi
pay attention
schemes.
to it.
There's already laws to prevent people from defrauding other people.
There were laws against him taking money from his business and using it on personal spending. Yeah. And he did it in the United States and multiple other countries where they are watching for all this stuff and everything, and they just let it happen.
Why? Because he was playing video games all night and using amphetamines. And
Well, and to what Tox was saying, I can't remember if we've talked about it on stream or backstage, but like I haven't been able to afford enough ammo or gun range time, so I stopped carrying. Because I am not trained up, you don't
feel confident.
You're
responsible for every bullet that comes out of there, and that's a responsible American, a responsible man. All right, that's a real man who said, "I'm not going to put others in harm's way because I am not taking."
I haven't kept up with.
I didn't do this.
Doing what I need to do to be a gun owner and carry.
Smart. Skills perishing.
But that's the whole idea. It's the whole idea that's what I'm saying. Society distracts men from being men,
right?
And we have to do so many different things. We're told we can't do this, can't do that. Then we lose our skills.
Society can do what it wants, Reuben. I'm going to keep being a man. Sorry,
I know. I know. That's what I'm doing.
Keep being a man, man. Sorry,
all right, guys. I have one more tip on the honest side. I need to get.
Then let's get out of here.
Yeah. So Connor B for $1 says, "Here's $1 to MrTickleTrunk. I wanted to say hello to him."
Hi.
Hello.
Show him your pepper.
No.
I'm a pepper. You're a pepper. Don't you want to touch MrTickleTrunk's pepper?
Wow.
It's dancing.
Well,
it's a dancing pepper.
While he has his dancing pepper out, let's tell the people who you are.
I'm a dancing pepper.
You know what? You grew that in your backyard, didn't you? You grew that in
my back.
In your back, yeah.
Max, where's that sound effects of yours, man?
Which one? That one or this one? That one?
There it is.
I think we know which chromosomes that pepper has.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a droopy one.
God, I'm so fucked.
You are, and
it'll be okay, Comix. Don't worry.
All right, I'll put it over here instead.
See, that looks better.
Any better?
That's better. Now
it's
tilt
on-
it sideways.
It's a
Get
left
it horizontal.
pepper, so you're fine.
As long as
And
he
then
doesn't
keep
try to
talking
bite it
so
or
your mouth
swallow it,
keeps
we'll be
opening.
okay. Really.
Maybe.
Penis. Gagging you with entertainment.
Indeed.
I can't like.
All right.
Is there anything you want to tell the people?
Oh my God, we are so screwed.
Oh my God, the cockpit.
Now, if only
It's
you
gone.
could turn your avatar like beet red.
Right?
See, this is like this still looks bad.
You need to wave the white flag is what you need to do.
Both.
That thumb actually looked a little bit like the pepper.
Holy shit!
It did.
This is good. Wait, hold on a second. All good.
Well, okay, then we're moving on to Brahma now.
Man. Wow.
You know what? Brahma usually does the same thing backstage, but it's not a pepper.
What do you want me to follow that up with?
I don't know where people could find you.
You can find me mostly. I'm mostly doing stuff on the Rumble channel. It's Brahmabull over on Rumble, and then of course you can find me yelling at parked cars on Monday, Thursday night throwdown. My show is Saturday nights, bourbon and boarding. We talk hockey and have a little bit of bourbon and have a good time. If you want a show where people are talking about things that they like, I suggest that show. Whether you like hockey or not, people are having fun in there. So it's a good crowd. We've been drawing a consistent good amount of people in there, and it's growing. So thank you very much for that, and hope you guys have a great night. Cheers. Thanks for having me on.
So Lord Shack says that MrTickleTrunk should auction off the pepper.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like one of those crackers that looks like Jesus.
Yeah.
Dicks for
Put it
sale.
on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Right?
Terminus est. The quiet man of
okay.
the group.
Huh?
So the quiet man of the group. You've been quiet tonight.
Yeah, it's just I don't really have much to say tonight, really. But yeah, but yeah, I don't have a YouTube, but you can find me at you can follow me at EST84 Terminus where well, and I like to give my takes on what's going on in this messed up world, and a lot of like world, and I've been on a kind of an anti-vax vax tirade, you know, and but yeah, sometimes I like to inject my a bit of witty humor and into what I tweet and eat, and yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that that's been absent tonight. But yeah, it's hasn't really been my night as far as these member streams go.
Well, some days are diamonds, some days are stones.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just how it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
The one joke I heard you say was pretty good.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Thank.
Well, it's not like you came on camera and showed us your pepper. So, you know.
Yeah, who would do that?
Because it'd be a Black Panther pepper, and it would be way bigger than that little red Canadian thing.
Scary.
Oh my.
Well,
Well,
just
Terminus,
glad you're a part of things. Terminus.
yeah, thanks for being
Glad
here,
you're
man.
with us, man.
And you always make us laugh, so I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you.
Well, I try when I can.
All good,
And
dude.
Comics is easily amused. I usually just
I
throw
really-
a ball of yarn at him, and he's
Yeah,
fine for
yeah, I
weeks.
know. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should
Like,
see me when he throws
he's
yarn
like-
at me. It's like, you know, I'm like a cat on my back, you know, with the.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Anyway, fuck it. Anyway, back on the Joe.
He puts you on
He's
your
got
back.
leather. Yeah.
Terminus, you're the
Really?
best, man. Your
Really?
jokes are the best. Guys, you can find
try
me
when
at
I can.
Joe's Atmosphere on Twitch, on Facebook, every other social media out there. my half of my shows are off for the rest of the year. My brother's on a cruise, so Hacking the Matrix is out on Thursdays. I'm done plotting the first issue of The Privateer, so we're going to take hiatus so I can write the script for the second one. I had no idea I was going to be done with this quick. The book's coming out in March. Already set it up with my comic book guy. We're going to do it. I just don't know where I'm going to do it yet. I don't know if it's going to be Scout Comics, Image, doing it myself. I don't know yet. We're going to see. But the 2 streams I am doing is Joe's Atmosphere on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. We're going to get into the Twitter files this week and some other things. Probably Henry Cavill, because I love what's going on with him. They keep trying to snuff him out, and he's like, he's that turd that won't flush. He keeps coming back up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still doing the football.
Exactly how he described himself too.
Right.
Yep.
I'm sure he would.
Damn it, Hollywood on the turd you can't flush.
We got the football stream going.
Who's the turd you can't flush?
Superman's turd.
So that would make him the man of stool.
There you go. Priceless, brother. I'm telling you.
From downtown.
Yep.
That was good.
Yeah, we still got the pre-game party going on every Sunday morning at 10 Central. So come watch us. I will be around. You guys be good and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Toxic Band Flu, stop clipping your toenails.
Is that me?
I have no idea.
Oh, maybe I'm
blaming you.
Could be. I don't know. So yeah. Good night, Reuben.
What?
Right there. It's save some for the rest of those poor, guys out there that have way less of a giant penis. So.
Amen.
I mean, I can't imagine going through life and just thinking, "Oh man, I just lost my job, and I crashed my car, and dang, my penis just fell down to the floor again." I mean, it just, I can't imagine. I love to hear you laugh, Reuben. I'm glad that you came on. I'm glad that you are part of this community.
Thank you.
This in all brotherly love. I love you as a brother. I would like to know you carnally. Oh wait, that was Comix Division.
Carnal knowledge.
Oh god. Oh god. I think I've said too much.
Take it easy, big guy. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Breathe, Reuben. Breathe.
I'm breathing. Okay, I'm breathing.
All right. If I had something that big, maybe I could feel again. So. See, I'm just trying to get to Reuben. He'll probably pass out on the floor when it's done. But
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tox. And remember, folks, that was Being Gay with Toxic Man Flu.
That's right.
Now on the Reuben.
Oh, Lord. No. Thank you. Thank you, Comics. Thank you, everybody. Toxic.
It's this big.
I know. But again, it's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're approaching the end of the year. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody in the fellowship. This last 2 years, meeting you all has been my redemption, beginning of my redemption. And again, I'm pledging myself to the fellowship to just be that person who's going to basically stand up and say, I'm not doing this. And I'm not going to fight. I'm going to be love. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to do great things. I'm going to help everybody because that's what we have to do. And I'll be that shining example. And you do the same thing. You see someone that has great content, share their video. You see something you like, and you know someone else who does the same thing, just like with Joe's Atmosphere and Ginger Ninja. I asked because, again, I know these two guys. And that's the thing. Let's all help each other out in these times. Because, again, we are the light in the darkness. So watch my videos. I'm doing this every single day. I'm stepping up to the plate. And I'm going to do that. And then I wear my hat and be a positive outlook for everybody. So that's what I got to do. I'm done with it. Be positive and be happy. So thank you again. And I love making me laugh and just make, I have no fear anymore. I really do. I've let go. I'm a man of peace now, and I'm going to be peace, laughter, and love. So let's do this. Thank you.
Hey man, you keep that glass half full, Reuben. You do that.
I do. I have to now. I have to, and I'm living a life without regret now.
Stay vigilant, but keep it half
And-
full. That's
Yeah,
what I do,
of course.
brothers. You
Now,
are fine.
let's be
Oh,
fair.
and I have this thing here for the
That's right.
for the
There you go.
holidays.
Oh yeah, damn straight.
Nice.
And
Look
Southern
out.
Belle is saying that you should change your name to Mystic Spicy Pepper Trunk.
Oh God. That's
Challenge
great.
accepted. I actually just tried to change it and it won't let me. It's making me wait 5 days.
So I need to express some disappointment in Joe.
What do I do now?
Reuben, all right, if you're going to tell Reuben to keep anything half full, it's going to have to be an oil tank. Like one of those big ones that you see, storage
Right.
and oil tank from there. You say glass, and I'm like, dude, that's all. No way. No way.
Wow.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry,
I have no
I'm
idea.
really tired.
Clearly you are. You've been working your ass off on the Christmas show, so
That's right.
all I have to say at this point is, my God, Mr. TickleTrunk, you're fucking hilarious. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to you, Toxic Man Flu, and WG for dropping all the gifted memberships, and thank you to everyone who went and signed up for memberships today. I do appreciate it. So in one evening on a very small stream, which was my member stream, I now have 34 members on YouTube. So that's pretty fucking cool. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who have signed up and those who have gifted the memberships as well. Also,
we gotta
again,
just call them Comix Division's members. I mean, it already kind of fits. But, are we coming up with something
they
else?
are members of the Dix Division.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or we could call them Comix Davidians.
Oh God.
We could relocate to Canada. And then how cheap would it be? We just put people in the hospital.
We don't need anywhere crazy up here.
Okay,
true.
so TZ Burton is Subscribe Star going away? No, it's not. It is
Ooh,
not.
Good.
No.
No. That's the preferred way, right?
Something that I've been resistant to adding subscriptions or memberships on YouTube. But I've had a lot of people ask me to do it, so I have. Because I know it's very convenient if people already have an account. That is so fucking hilarious. TickleTrunk. Oh my God.
And emojis are
Married now.
Also, it's the emoji
pepper,
stuff.
you're a pepper,
Initially, I
he's
was
a
only going to do
pepper.
2 levels. I was going to do the $5 and $10, and I was like, you know what? I want to do the $1 level just so people can have emojis. So
I'm just one of those idiots that keeps giving you beer money. That's all
I do appreciate it. But anyway, no, it's not going away. Still
Actually, he
doing
spends it on
Subscribe Star.
lube.
It is my preferred method of supporting me. But like I said, I've been asked several times by people to get memberships going on YouTube, so I did.
Yeah, we're not selling out. So, I mean, whatever you get here and Subscribe Star, you're going to have the same. We'll try and figure out what we can do for those that are doing Subscribe Star over here. But, Rumble, as Rumble grows, I think that's really where our growth is going to be on this channel, is on the Rumble
I hope
side.
so.
Probably.
I hope people start going over there more.
Well, for
We're
yelling
getting a
at
lot.
We're getting good
cars
numbers.
is definitely a better venue for you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things you talk about in there, but even some of this stuff. I mean, it's the age restricted crap and all those other things that eventually Rumble will get to the point where they're big enough that they may have some of those things, but maybe they put something in place because of what Viva and Barnes are doing that they don't. So
I do kind of agree with having some age restriction with some of the things we do, though. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Kid, if you're under 18,
we're not
you really shouldn't be watching
This
this
is not a
shit.
family-friendly show. You should be an adult watching this show.
Here's
Right.
more proof.
There it is.
On that
Pickle
note,
Trunk,
I'm a
can you
pepper,
play
you're a
that? Can you
pepper.
play the GIF you were playing a second ago? We may need a copy of that to add to the penis network.
The more you learn in shit.
Yeah. Now put the penis network in there, and I think we should use that to some degree.
So this,
Well, maybe not with the dick pepper.
not with the dick pepper.
this part,
Penis, gagging you with entertainment.
Yeah, it gives us another play on the old '80s cartoons.
Yep.
Oh man.
Anyway, folks, I just want to say thank you.
Comics, we love you too.
If I don't see you between now, Christmas, and New Year's, I just want to wish everyone out there a happy. I was gonna say happy Christmas, which is kind of the British way of saying it. A Merry
Merry
Christmas
New Year.
and a Happy New Year, or a Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. And I just want to say thank you. It's been a fantastic year, and all of you have been involved with that. So thank you.
And if you don't see us
loves you all.
before Christmas, it's because you didn't watch the shows or we got banned
so
for
fuck
this
you.
one.
All right, roll those credits. We'll see you on Monday.
Oh,
Ciao.
there's a little sneak peek.
Oh,
I'm dreaming of a
oh,
Dixie
no.
Christmas.
Oh, no.
Check it.
Look at that.
It's
There's
a Dixie
Nick as a little
Christmas.
girl flipping you off. Where else do you get to see that kind of entertainment?
Oh, God, tell me about it.
This Christmas, come watch Dick's Division.
By the way, make sure talks to mark the Legion of Memer stuff for tonight. We'll display.
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'll get that. I'll book that.
Hey,
Mark
Talks.
that, and we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Are you gonna make a Cocker Spaniel clip for culture?
Yes, I'm gonna try and find one.
Okay.
So I've got that written down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
am
I
I
was
doing
thinking-
the
I was
member
thinking
stream
instead
in
of a-
605, or am I just doing the regular one?
What the regular credits, whatever.
Okay. Oh, that's the opening. I'm sorry, I can't read.
Yeah. Also, culture I'm sure it'll be like the gobbler one, but instead of the turkey sounds, I'm gonna make it was just barking like a small dog, like arf arf arf.
Oh my God, the cock!
You just
like that.
call him a cock gobbler when he's not even here to defend himself?
That's shameless.
Hey, you can't help who you are. You know,
It's true.
you just
It's like,
can't.
yes, that's true. I stand by that. I can't help it.
Without the weave, he's basically RuPaul.
It's just seven people sitting in a room telling fart and dick jokes. That's all we're doing here, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yep.
All right. I'm
All
going
right,
to roll
folks.
the credits before I get fired again.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, guys.
I can't take my eye off of Mr. TickleTrunk's pepper.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. A huge thanks to all the Subscribe Star supporters. Without you, Comix Division would probably be hoeing on a corner somewhere. Dark Brahmadeus, Elagabalus, Reuben Christopher Haynes, and Toxic Man Flu. Well, hello there, big spender. iMav, HMStix, and Roger the Shrubber. I'm a sucker with a lot of dough. 5 picoseconds, Crazy Catguy, DJO, and Zelashi. Take my money, damn it! AJ Speaks, Billy Go Boom, Brahmabull, Chris from the 80s, Commander Edge STRAKER of Shadow, DariusM, Dethangels Shadow, Dexidoodle, Digital Remnant, E. Clay, Gentlemanmad, J.A.F.O, JoesAtmosfere, Just Another Redshirt, Katina Martin, LDH27513, LDBlues, Mech AG94, MrTickleTrunk, nogreenrocks, Pete Bickford, Pope Metallicus I, That 70s Rock Fan, Terminus S, TZ Burton, user number 710C9719, user number 1021029A, and user number C32A7350. I'll buy that for $1. Captain Fandom Nerd, Colin Douglas, Jenna Lynn, Magitech Mags, Stand 4, and user C2B7C4F4. Thank you all for watching. You are amazing.
Remember, Reuben, just look down at that giant penis, and all your troubles will go away.
Oh my God, the pepper.